How's it going, everybody? Welcome to our weekly NASCAR live stream podcast. I'm joined today with our usual handful of panelists. We've got Danny over there from Danny B Talks, Darian from Black Flags Matter, Jarrett from The Iceberg. And to this week, we are extremely excited to be joined by a special guest. We have Dylan Smith on the show to start here, and we're really excited to get to talk to him. So, yeah, thanks for being here, Dylan.
Oh yeah, man! I'm super excited to be a part of this deal that you guys got going on. I love supporting people that support racing, and you guys are all about that. So I'm all about this.
Sweet deal, sweet deal. Yeah, no, thanks for coming on here. So I don't know where should we start. I feel like we should start by asking you some good questions. What can you tell us about what got you started in racing, and where did how did you become how did you get into racing? I guess is a good way to put it.
Uh, you know, so I was like 3 or 4 years old. I was in preschool. I remember that this is the only thing from when I was like little that I remember. You never remember all that stuff. But so one of my friends was like, "Hey, I'm going to Thunder Road," and I'm like, "Thunder Road? Like, what's that?" He's like, "Oh, it's some racetrack." And I look at my dad. I'm like, "Can we go?" And he was like, "Yeah, if you want to." So we went. I loved it. Up in Vermont, where I'm from, there, Ken Squire actually owns the racetrack, or he used to. He just sold it. But we went there. Loved it. My dad got season tickets the next year, got me a go-kart the year after that, and then it was just kind of downhill from there.
Awesome, man.
So Dylan, man, I know we've been talking and stuff. Just thank you for coming on to the show, man. I really appreciate it. You're the first driver to appear on this podcast, so that's pretty historic.
Oh man, got to be number one in something, right? We got one. We got
there
one.
You go. There you go.
Exactly. So the way I got into racing is, my mom's from the South. I've lived in Las Vegas my whole life. She turned on the races on the channel as a little kid. I started watching it. The first full-time season I watched NASCAR was in 04. And, right away, I know I was really young when I noticed this, because I watched, NFL and basketball, football, all those sports. And I was like, wow, it's not really diverse. Like I really even as a little kid, I saw that as a problem. But then, I was watching my first truck race, and I saw them interviewing Bill Lester, who didn't really race Cup, but he was a decent truck driver, truck series driver. So he was like one of my favorite drivers of all time. Him and Dale Earnhardt Jr., of course. So I gotta ask, man, who are some of your favorite drivers of all time to begin this question?
There's Wendell Scott, who I've based a lot of things off of, my career off of piggyback kind of off of what he done, and which him and his family went through. Obviously, I'm sure you guys know just some wild things, and that especially now we can really respect as far how far they actually got with that whole process. And so this Wendell, Tony Stewart. Tony Stewart's one of my favorites for sure. He's got a lot of personality. Everyone, when he was racing, saw that fire, and I really saw that fire. But after working at Stewart Haas, what I got to know is his heart too, and he's got a heart of gold, man. Like he'll help anybody, and if you got any questions and you ever get a chance to ask him, I recommend asking him and kind of picking his brain because he's got a lot of racing knowledge up there. And then I think my third, if I had like a top three, the third one's tough. Is Dale Jr. He's cool. He's another guy that you can really like talk to, and he has a lot of knowledge. I've been lucky enough to meet a lot of guys like Mark Martin. I work with Harrison Burton, so me and Jeff Burton are really tight. We're cool. Brandon McReynolds, so me and Larry Mack, we're pretty cool. So that's pretty cool. Randy LaJoy, if you want, I might have to go with Randy LaJoy because if you want a good story, Randy LaJoy always has a good story. So the third spot is kind of open, but there's a lot of good people in the sport.
Yeah, it's great to hear, man. I guess my second part to this question is, obviously the media, Bubba Wallace, first African American in the Cup Series since the late 1970s. So it's been a long time and stuff. So obviously, they're gonna hype him up. And you also have Jesse Iwuji. He's currently in some underfunded equipment, but I'm still waiting to see what he has, to offer. Once he gets in a much better ride. So just what are your opinions on those guys?
Starting with Jesse, I agree. Me and Jesse have actually had that conversation where I was like, man, I'd really like to see what you could do if you had some equipment that could really, showcase what you got instead of you trying to pick up your equipment and have some people around you. Because at the end of the day, I know you guys know this too, is your people is almost more important than your equipment. Like if you got really good people, those people can make good equipment go fast. So I feel like Jesse he's on an uphill battle and he's in the trenches really digging hard and I respect him for it and I'm not even full-time racing right now and he is so we're on two different ends of the spectrum but I love Jesse and I always help him out if you ever need anything and I think if he got in some good equipment you'd really get to see what he could do so as far as Jesse goes he's just kind of almost going to into it, one hand tied behind his back because of his circumstance. But he's making it happen. He's got good supporters like Sean Marion and those guys. So hopefully he'll get into a good ride. And as far as Daryl goes, Daryl's good, man. I remember when Daryl hit the scene with the diversity program. Me and him actually competed for the ride together at the same time and we hit it off a jump. And Daryl's got it. Like he can win. Like the fact that he didn't win an Xfinity car yet, like it really doesn't matter. What he did in the truck when the truck was there, I think really shows. And then the pressure of winning at Martinsville. So you know that's a big race for the trucks, and it's a big race for NASCARs at Martinsville, winning that clock and stuff. But he also did it with the 34 on the side of the truck. Like,
That's
Mhm.
right. That's
you
right.
know, like that's really answering the call. You know what I mean? Like everyone wants you to win, and he actually able was to do that. So,
And then he also won at Eldora. That's another crown jewel for the Truck Series.
and if you remember before that, he ran terrible. I mean, my man couldn't even keep it straight. He spun out like 3 times in practice, and then the next year he comes back and won it. So I mean, if Darrell Wallace Jr., if Bubba ain't on your radar for who's coming up through, then you need to readjust your alignment there.
Yep.
Oh, we got in the chat a super chat from Trevor Bullock asking, "Do you like Blaney?"
Oh, dude. Funny you guys should mention that. Blaney just called me last night. Like, so I was talking to Danny, and we were emailing back and forth, and here I am minding my own business, chilling at home, and Ryan calls, and I haven't, the Cup guys and the Xfinity guys, they get so busy, so like. Even when you're friends and even when you're good friends, it's just hard to keep in contact all the time because especially like Ryan and Bubba, they got a lot of appearances and they're doing a lot of different things. And then, I work full time at MDM Motorsports, so that's really a 7 to whenever you get out job. So we might miss each other weeks or months at a time, especially in season. So he gave me a buzz. He just got back from Ireland. I think it was last week when they had that week off. So we talked about that, and we just talked about his sister being pregnant and engaged, and we just kind of shot the shit. So it was pretty cool. Blaney. If you don't like Ryan Blaney,
There's something wrong.
then you don't like. There's something wrong with you. You gotta like Ryan Blaney. He's a good dude, man.
He's pretty much the only reason my little brother still watches because he was a Carl Edwards fan. He's like, I don't know who to root for now, and he's like, well, I like Ryan Blaney because he likes Star Wars.
Dude, Blaney's such a nerd too. Like when he likes, like you say he likes Star Wars, but he like really likes Star Wars. There's like a 3-foot Darth Vader sitting at his house. Like I mean,
Really?
it's like a real obsession. But
I would love to watch just one Star Wars movie with Blaney just to see how he like responds during the whole movie.
Do you guys watch Rick and Morty?
Absolutely.
Yes.
A little bit, yeah.
Dude, okay, so a lot of people, I'm sure you guys watch Rick and Morty. I'd never seen it. Me and Blaney, we went out somewhere, and I crashed at his place, and we woke up, and he just flips this show on. I'm like, dude, what is this? He's like, Rick and Morty. I'm like, what is Rick and Morty? He's like, you've never seen it? You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. And we watched that first episode. I was in tears, laughing so hard. So I'm like hooked, and it's all because of him. It's all his fault.
See, this is a side of NASCAR that we don't ever get to see. This is where these young drivers truly are relatable to people our age.
For sure, and I don't know how you, other than their social media and like our social media, everybody's stuff. I don't know how you really get a grasp of that. I kind of wish I've had talks with people a lot about it. I kind of wish there was another NASCAR 360 or another MBS 24/7. I don't know if you guys ever saw those shows back in the
Yes,
day.
when I was younger. Yes.
Yep.
Yeah, I love those shows. Like it really showed. I really think it helped Kenny Wallace a long ways because it put his family out there and showed what kind of person he was behind the scenes. And same with Casey Kane. So I really wish one of those shows would come back. We got Netflix, Amazon, who the fact that none of those networks have like picked up on this is kind of blows my mind. So I hope it comes back at some point.
Even NASCAR's official YouTube channel, I've seen it when we look on there, and it's like some of the stuff. It's like you could get rid of the redundant clips from 3 years ago and put like new stuff on.
Anything. I think the fans would really love it. I really do.
We were talking about, I think it was a couple of weeks back, there was a time when, for whatever reason, NASCAR went on like a binge of uploading stuff that they had uploaded like months ago. And like, it wasn't just like one video. It was like 6 or 7 videos all at one time. They just started uploading. We were like, what are they doing exactly?
Yeah, do you know who runs their YouTube?
I don't. And like so I work in the ARCA series mainly and like
And you're with a really good team to be with too.
Oh yeah, MDM Motorsports. We just won with Sheldon Creed.
Yes.
We got our 3rd podium sweep of the year. Everyone over there has been working really hard and it shows on track obviously. The drivers are getting better and better every week. So, and I do the public relations and the social media for the team. So I talk with ARC a lot about stuff. Well, there's a rule that we're not allowed to post video, and it kills me because some of the best content is video. Like I feel like we're to this age now to if it's not live, it's at least recorded that fans want to see. They want to see the emotion, want to see people talking and what they're doing, and it kills me that I can't give that to them. And it's just
so you can't even do something like on your phone or something like that.
Yeah, like we're not. It's by their rules, we're not allowed to post any kind of video.
That is interesting.
That's very interesting. Wow, that's
especially when you consider that ARCA is at a point where you'd want that exposure, you'd want that extra exposure.
And it's something to do with how their contracts are done with their TV deals. So I'm hoping that since NASCAR just bought out ARCA, I'm hoping that as we move closer to 2020, 2019, that everything kind of coming together, that we get to a point where some of that stuff gets opened up a little bit because I think it'll help the series a lot.
So it reminds me of I think like it was a little bit of controversy at the start of this past year for the NFL because I'm a big Vikings fan and their Twitter account used to be like really funny with like they'd have different clips of the games with really funny quotes even if they were like doing horrible. And the NFL afterwards came out like the following week and said that like teams couldn't post any videos until like a certain amount of time after it. So I'm wondering, I don't know why people wouldn't want the added exposure with that.
I think they just get afraid of what you're gonna post. Like they don't know. Like there's some stuff that I'm sure that they don't want live or like done right away. And I can understand that and I can respect that. But anyone who's trying to build a brand is not going to put anything negative out. It's always going to be positive for the most part.
So I've got a question for you. Maybe you can kind of clarify this. So you say you're not allowed to do any kind of video. What does that mean for someone like Natalie Decker who does a vlog series?
So it's different. I'm not allowed to post video live like from the racetrack. Like I'm allowed to go in, take my drivers in to the lounge or whatever, and they can do a shout out and kind of recap what's been going on. But as far as me walking around taking live video footage, I think the biggest worry is that it pulls from the TV stuff and that people won't be tuning in as much, which I understand what they're saying there because I think Speed 51 kind of struggles with that same thing with the Snowball Derby. They don't want everyone shooting it live for free, which I totally get. Like if you got the rights to that, it's up to you to decide what you want to do with it. I just wish that if it's not the teams, at least the drivers could kind of show a little more personality because it's hard to get that through a picture, So
right.
I understand.
So you can't do it live, but you can do something maybe after the race is over with.
After the race is over with, yeah, we're allowed to do that stuff, and then it's so tough because after the race. Either you're really high or maybe really low, and then we got tech and there's just a bunch of stuff going on, and luckily for us, we're usually on the better end of it. But that also means there's a lot of extra running around going on, and I got five. Like last week, we had 5 drivers, so making sure that everyone was where they're supposed to be and doing the interviews that they're supposed to be doing is a lot. So I understand where they come from on the business side for sure.
So I want to really quick ask you this question. Since you're a current driver moving up through the ranks, you said you're not racing full time, but you're still racing though. So there's that. So what do you think about NASCAR today? Like, so do you like the playoff systems? Like, what do you think of the aero package as well? I think that's a really important question. Some of the fans want to hear.
Yeah, the as far as the point system, I love it. I actually just got in a conversation I think it was today or yesterday with it was Dave Moody was responding to somebody, and I said, in 2011 when Tony Stewart won that championship, that was one of the most exciting championships I've ever watched. I mean,
I agree.
they were just talking smack back and forth, and it looked like it was like a stick and ball mentality, but you threw the racing part into it, which made it way better, obviously.
Yeah.
And I thought it was great in the back. And then they finished 1-2 and tied for the points, and
Yep.
it came down to wins. You know what I mean? I don't think you could ask for anything better that wasn't manufactured by the sanctioning body. So what they went off and did was basically gave that to us every year. And I'm for it. I mean, it really sucks because like you take Byron when he ran that truck and they blew up at Phoenix. And he had
Yeah.
a dominant year, and then he didn't get to go run for the championship. I hate that for William, but sports aren't fair, and neither is
Yep.
life. That's just how it goes sometimes. The Patriots went 16-0, went 18-1.
Yep.
I hate that for them, and I hate it because they're my team, and I hate it. But that's just how it goes sometimes.
Yeah, and I see what your point is, and don't get me wrong, I do get how it works. It does make sense, but my biggest flaw is right now is that we've got I'm calling the Elite Three we've got this year. We've got Truex, Harvick, and Kyle Busch seem to be the Elite Three this year.
Mhm.
Well, I mean, hopefully those three even get to the championship four. There's a chance that they still might not, which sucks too. Because they could all run in the top five, but if something happens that three different drivers in the Elite Eight won those three races there at the end, well, only one of them could really advance. Or if you get all three of them in there, nothing wrong with Kyle Larson, but if he gets only one win this season, gets in there, he could go and he goes off and just wins Homestead. Nothing against him. He did what he had to do to win a championship at that point, but it kind of just makes it feel, a little bit, weird about it then.
Yeah, like I feel like we get caught up in the old days a lot. You know what I mean? Like that old NASCAR. Like everyone talks about the old days, the old days. Well, a lot of those old races, they weren't beating and banging for the win. A lot of guys were like a half a straightaway, half a track in front of somebody beating them. I remember when Kevin Harvick, he won the championship in the Busch Series at Charlotte.
Oh, that
Which
was sick. That was sick. I remember that.
Which, mind you, Charlotte is in October. like if I saw that now, I would lose my mind. Like that takes every bit of fun out of it. And if it means tweaking it to where someone might get shafted on the back end, I hate it for him. I really do. But like I said, that's just sports, and you got to roll with it. I mean, Mark Martin finished second like 6 times. I bet back then he would have wished that the points were different and he could have won one, but he didn't. But he's still a legend, and no one will take that away from him. So, I see what you're saying, but for me personally, I really like this point system. I think the only thing I would change though is that if you win the regular season, you get some kind of bye. And I don't even care if you get a bye all the way to Homestead, and that means you put 5 guys in at Homestead. I'm fine with that because what's one more guy? It really doesn't matter. But if you win the regular deal, I think it should account for more than what it does.
Maybe like
that's a feat.
Like a bye through the first round, probably.
Yeah, whether it's a bye through the first round, a bye through the whole thing, because you at that point you are the championship leader. So if you want to talk about the old days and give something back to the old days, then at that point you're giving the championship regular season guy, he's going almost all the way through. If you know, if no,
Yeah.
and I'm-
I think
That would actually make a lot of sense.
Yeah, I think I like hearing what you're saying because I feel like I'm the only person on this show that's actually defended the playoff system kind of the way it is. I mean, I've been on the record saying it's kind of I could go either way with the old like
Yeah.
pre-2004 or the current chase. Any of the chases are good with me, but I get what you're saying. I like that it does. You know, I think a lot of people speak in hypotheticals. What if a guy wins 35 races but finishes second at Homestead? Like, oh, what if? And at least I think to this point, NASCAR's, you know, it's been, you know, the last few years, even with this current playoff format, I think it's been pretty fair at the end of the day. There's always a chance that would end, or there could be if enough situations like what happened to William Byron a couple of years ago happen, you know, people might get aggravated with it. I've always thought NASCAR needs to continue to evolve. And I don't know, you know, I know a lot of fans don't like to hear that. A lot of fans like to hold on to all the traditional ways NASCAR has always been. And I just think, you know, I like that they try new things. I think I wish NASCAR could settle on something, you know, for more than 2 or 3 years at a time. But you know,
I don't know. I think you gotta look at what the best, like all the other sports, right? Because that's kind of like we had to go that way. We made a playoff. We never had a playoff before, so now we made a playoff. Well, in every other sport, not every other sport. Let's say take football, right? You win and you're in. You lose, you're done. You're going home. Okay. You take that, you understand that. Well, we got more like rounds. So it's more like basketball or baseball. Well, if you go all the way and your guy gets hurt at the end of the playoffs and you lose the championship, it's kind of like blowing a tire and knocking down the fence. Like you did all that you could do, and then just something happened that was out of your control, and like you just got to live with that.
Yes. So I'm glad you made that comparison with sports and all that stuff. And I literally hear that for all the time from people who from fans who defend the playoff system. You see, like, you know, I started watching in '04 when the chase happened and stuff, but you know, I guess I'm kind of an old school fan. I would prefer just a consistent playoff system. If you're the most consistent at the end, you know, you win the whole thing. And you know, that's what I thought made NASCAR great. You know, from you know, it separated it from all other sports and stuff. You know, we did it differently. We didn't have a playoffs and stuff system. You know, I don't know. To me, just a consistent point system is the fairest way to crown a champion. I mean, this is just a hypothetical, but I mean, you could win 35 races, and then in the last race, you blow an engine, and then you just lose the title. So I just want to, like, I don't know. Just to me, how is that, you know, fair?
Well, it's just like every other sport, you know, like just because you have the best record, that doesn't give you anything in the playoffs. I think that at some point it's kind of like God's will and divine intervention. Either you're gonna get it or you're not, but all you can do is your job. And in racing, more than any other sport, if you do not get to that line, the checkered flag first, that win is not guaranteed. I remember this was one of my favorite memories is when who was it? Ricky Stenhouse at Iowa blew up
Oh yeah,
coming out of 4, and Carl Edwards got in the oil and just like if he could have got out of the oil and even rode the wall, he would have won the race. But he got in it and couldn't get out of it. But like that was just proof. Or running out of gas, like Dale Jr. coming for the 600 win, and then you know he lost it, like broke everyone's heart. Like everybody in NASCAR was like, oh no, and Harvick wins, right? But that's part of our sport. Like that's the part that makes it so awesome, and all the way to the end, it's like that's like taking away the buzzer beater shot. You know what I mean? Or the last second field goal.
Who was it all those years ago that like pitted when it was like white flag, but it was under caution? They thought they just had to come. Yeah,
at Bristol.
Yeah,
right. That one hurt.
You guarantee he hasn't forgot that one yet.
Oh no!
I promise you that.
And if he did, we wouldn't let him forget about it.
No. Which he listens to Gucci Mane, so I got to give him a little.
Yeah, that's right. He's a big rap fan, man. That's what I like.
Big rap fan.
So,
oh, sorry. You want to go ahead?
Oh yeah. So I'll just ask this really cool question. So, I'm always defending the sport with other minorities and stuff who are like, you know, because like my whole life, everyone's like, why do you watch NASCAR? And I discovered this when I was younger, and I was like, well, what do you mean? Everyone watches it. And then the common thing I got back was, well, black people don't watch NASCAR and stuff. And that's when I was like, wow, like, NASCAR has a real problem with diversity and stuff too. Even when I was in elementary school, like I understood what he was saying. And I guess the whole thing now, with all the stereotypes going around and stuff, most people assume, well, NASCAR, it's just a bunch of rednecks going around in a circle. It's a racist sport with racist fans. You're an African American driver. Do you experience any racism at the racetrack? Just a question.
I'm gonna be honest. Like, when I got here and I got a chance to race, I went and first started racing in Anderson, South Carolina, and Greenville, South Carolina. So right in the thick of it, like right in the thick of, and everyone's like, "Hey, man, like this is the South. It's not like up in Vermont, like I'm like, what do you mean? Like, because in Vermont, like that wasn't a thing. Like I never even thought about racism or anything really until I got down here. And I got there, and I got this high top fade, which is under my hat, but I have this high top fade and this whole new look, and the fans loved it. I mean, they loved it down there, and I felt like wherever I've been, I got more support than anybody else.
Exactly.
So as far as racism in NASCAR, I don't think it's any more than a normal job. Like when you go to work, there's some people and they're just a pain in the ass, man, and they're just gonna be that way. But that's everyone. That's in every job, in every industry. You're always gonna find that 5% of people. And that's just part of it. And NASCAR is not any different. Like we have some problems, and we got some people that are like that. I'm not gonna say it's super clean and 100%, but we don't have stuff going on like in the NBA with the owners of the Clippers.
Oh, Donald Sterling.
Yeah. We're very open to everybody, and I don't know if you guys follow me a whole lot, but I've been very defensive towards NASCAR and towards our industry and towards people like you guys and all the guys I've worked with and the guys I see on pit road. We're a big family. The racing community is a big family, and we're here to help everybody. So anyone that thinks that NASCAR is racist, I challenge them to come out to the racetrack. I've even told them I would go with them. I challenge them to go meet some new people, go see what's going on. And if you don't come back out of it looking like, dang, like I kind of had that all wrong, then we didn't show you a good enough time. And that's my fault. But anyone who thinks it's racist, you're just, you need to go check it out.
Exactly. You see, that's the whole point and stuff. I knew you probably weren't going to say like, oh, these fans are racist and all that stuff, because I've been to a ton of races since first grade out here in Las Vegas in 04. It is predominantly, white. But they always, like, everyone's just so nice, and everyone just wants to have a good time, like, drink beer and all that, and just watch the race. It's just a fun experience to just go to a race. So that's what I tell people. Just go to a race, and your mind will be changed really quick.
100%.
Right. I mean, and, granted, within the NASCAR fan community, there's going to be a few bad eggs. Granted, you'll see the occasional good old boy flying the rebel flag here and there, but some it could have a bad meaning. Sometimes it could just be more like a Southern heritage kind of thing too. But
and listen, most of the time those guys that are waving those rebel flags, if you walk by them, they're gonna holler at you and then they're gonna throw you a beer. That's just just kind of how we are in NASCAR country. Like that, you hear NASCAR country and people get a wrong vibe, but we're just here to have a good time and enjoy each other and make friends and stuff like that. So
I mean, when I went to Dale Jr.'s win at Michigan about 6 years ago, and just the entire section of people sitting around me was different people from all different walks of life. I mean, because after the race, I will admit this, like I was like completely overcome seeing my favorite driver win. And there was this gay couple in front of me and was like, are you okay? Are you okay? I'm like, I'm just really happy right now. And it's like
everybody crying and stuff.
Yeah, the whole thing. And everyone is so just open. I know that NASCAR, I get this horrible reputation, but it's like everybody is willing to give the shirt off their back to you. It's just there's nothing else
cool.
like it.
It's pretty cool, man. I'm extremely blessed to be a part of it, and um, a lot of the experience I've had is really shaped who I am and shaped how I think, and I hope for the better. I feel like I'm a better person because I'm a part of this industry, and because of the people that have kind of taken me under their wing, and I just my biggest thing is to really pass that on and the whole heritage of it, and hopefully open some people's eyes up to it and let them know that there's not one type of person that that is here. We got so many different opportunities, whether it's career wise, because a lot of people just think that people that work in racing, they're just drivers. Like, nah, we got every level. If you can go to college for it, you can work in the industry. That's really how it goes. So, um, I mean, we're doing media stuff right now, communication. This is something that would be way off of what everyone would think, but it's not all mechanical. So, I love it.
And
Love every bit
and
of it.
granted, you brought up a good point there. Talk about going to college. Here anymore, people underestimate like how truly huge of a smart like industry this whole racing thing is. Like you have got to be smart in either business or science. It seems like if you want to make it in a career in motorsports anymore. You know, me, my big thing my senior year of college was that I actually wanted to go work for Bristol Motor Speedway. Well, that's such a huge like competitive nature trying to get jobs within this industry. It is hard to get into it, and sometimes you do have to know the right people, and sometimes it is something that you have to be patient to try to get a career in it. But in a way, that's kind of why I started my whole YouTube channel, trying to kind of get my foot into the door somehow, getting my name out there already.
I mean, you look at someone like NASCAR Chasm. He he just started out cracking jokes on everybody, and now he's a part of the deal. I mean,
Yep.
you want to talk about the American dream. Like, NASCAR is the American dream. You can start at the bottom because most people in our industry started down there, and everyone respects anyone who just loves the sport and wants to be a part of it, because it takes a lot to be a part of it, man. I've come close to leaving it, multiple times, just because it wears on you. Like, you love it so much, and when it doesn't go the way you want it to go, and things don't work out the way you want them to, and you just start kind of struggling a little bit, and the hits come, and you're like, God, why do I love this thing so much? And
Yeah.
then it just kind of he shows you why you love it so much, and you're like, all right, I'm gonna stick around for a little
And
longer, and stick around for a little longer, and then it works out.
I've heard before, and I've experienced it myself. They say that when you work at some place you love, it's great for a long time, but after it gets to a point where it's like it starts to make something you really love seem almost like in a different mindset because it becomes your work. Like me, I worked for over a year at Bass Pro Shops. I love the store Bass Pro Shops. It's a great store to go to, but after a year there, you kind of just like, yeah, I'm getting kind of tired of the store a little bit. Granted, now I'll go back, and it's not so bad because it's no longer work. It's just Bass Pro Shops again.
Yeah. I mean, it's kind of the same thing. Like, I'm not gonna lie, and no one could ever disagree with this. Sometimes you get wore out. I mean, like, we're an ARCA team, and we might be one of the best ARCA teams around right now, but we're in this stretch of 13 races or 11 races in 13 weeks, and that's a lot. that
Yeah.
that's a lot for what we do, and it wears on our guys. They don't get to see their families as much. It's late nights at the shop. Uh, but when we go to the racetrack and we do what we do, it makes it worth it. You know what I mean? When you
Yeah.
get to
Right.
compete at a level such as what we're able to do right now, it's so rewarding, and you just like look back at all those hours and all that time put in and effort put in, and you're like, dang, like when you get a second to really think about it, like, we did something right there. Like,
Yeah.
that was a great run of races that we just put together. So being a part of those moments, I think, are everything. I've always been an athlete, so those team moments for me is every bit of life. Like, it just gets me going in the morning.
I wanted to ask you really quick. I know you've worked in NASCAR, around NASCAR in a lot of different capacities. You've driven, you've worked, you work in social media and doing stuff like that now. And I know we have a lot of fans that watch the stream, that watch our channels. A lot of fans, young, old. I know a lot of people ask. A lot of people want to get into NASCAR industry, and you talked about it a little bit a second ago. But like, what kind of advice would you have for somebody who wanted to potentially get a job either on a race team or like what sort of steps should they take? Where should they start if they wanted to work in racing?
I think it starts at your local racetrack. I think you have to bring people out to your local racetrack, because if your local racetrack doesn't get big and doesn't start feeling that energy, then it's hard to really figure out what NASCAR is about, because that's really what it's about, is the local stuff. That's where it starts. You look at guys like Larson, what he talks about. He wants to be, he wants to at some point be able to go back sprint car racing full time, and people get mad at him about that. But there's guys that are asphalt racers. They want to go super late model racing all the time because it's fun and it's enjoyable, and that's how we grew up. You know what I mean? It's like, it'd be like Kevin Durant or LeBron James wanting to go back and play on the streets for free, basically, because that's what's fun. It's not a job. And at some point, like your career, when you're at that level, the pressure builds and there's other things that are mounting, and it wears on you. So when you get to step back and get to really enjoy the almost like the fruits of the sport, and the grassroots of the sport, it's so enjoyable, and it reminds you why you love it so much. Why would you ever want to leave? You know what I mean? Why would you ever not want to go from coast to coast racing Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday if you could? Of course you would. So and that's what it's crazy to me when people get mad at him about it. But sorry, I kind of went off there. But to answer your question, I think it's the grassroots. It's the getting in with, depending on what you want to do, getting in with a team, learning about the industry, learning about the sport. And there's so many people now in our industry that are easy to get to, easy to connect to because of social media, that if you can figure it out. If you really want it, you can figure it out. And it might take some time, but exactly what this YouTube channel is doing, like I saw you guys got like, 4,000 views on a lot of stuff, 5,000 views. Like, you guys are doing a lot for a small operation, and you guys aren't even in the same room. You know what I mean? Like, it's pretty impressive what you guys got going on. So, and you should be proud of that too.
And YouTube is such a complicated algorithm to figure out anyway. And granted, you'll have a video get 100 views one week, but the next video will get 18,000 views, and it's like, okay, how do you actually do this consistently? It's just something you always have to practice on, just like you in racing. So
it's the same thing, man. You always gotta master your craft, and you want to just keep sharpening your skills no matter what it is. And it's the same with, like, for us, on this side, it's the same as Instagram or Twitter. Well, why did somebody like this post but didn't like that post? You know what I mean? And it's like they're kind of the same. But no, they're really different. It depends on the time of the post. It depends on exactly what you're talking about. It depends on the picture. It depends on this and that. And at the end of the day, all you can really do is be real and be genuine and be honest with what you like and what you like to do. And either people are going to support it or they're not going to support it. And sometimes they'll support it more times than others. And that's just how it is, and that's just how it goes. But as long as you're true to what you love and what you want to do, you'll end up on top. And you'll be proud of what you did at the end of the day.
Well, okay, real quick, I just want to, go on like a little personal and fun question here, because it's something I've been wanting to ask you for a little bit. Based on something I was saying on Twitter this week. Oh gosh, hearing like some background noise from someone. I don't know who that is. Anyways, so I saw something on Twitter this week. Cole Custer put it out. Where was your super suit?
Where's my super suit?
Man, so I don't know if you guys have saw, but over the last couple years, the Halloween party the NASCAR kind of per se. It's been pretty fun. I've been able to be a part of that for the last couple of years. Tony threw 2 parties. He beat me at the first one. I thought I had him beat. I was Flavor Flav. I'm like, oh, this one's gonna kill it. And then he comes out some like hula girl with his hairy, pasty self. And I'm like, I can't beat that. You know what I mean? He put makeup and everything on. And so he really set the bar high. So that next year I came in as Catwoman. And I was like, I got it. You know, and he was like, you just copied me. I'm like, nah, I just jumped over your bar. Well, that year I did like 4 costumes, and one of them was Frozone from The Incredibles, which I love that movie. And
Who doesn't?
We went out. What was it? Yeah, the other night, yesterday. And I was like, I'm gonna wear it for Incredibles 2. I'm like, I'm gonna be in costume. I tried to get Cole to get Dash, but he couldn't.
That would have been nice. That would have been nice.
That would have been on point. But we went all through Birkdale and Huntersville. We went to dinner at Bad Daddy's, sat in the whole thing. When I walked into the movie theater, everyone clapped and shit. I'm like, yeah, I'm here. I'm just here to watch myself, guys. Like, no big deal. Like, so it was fun, man. We just like to have a good time.
That sounds awesome.
Sounds like it.
It's it, man. If you don't have a good time in life, you're not doing it right.
It kind of reminds me of a story. I ran cross country in high school, and one thing that we did is that me and another guy, when we were riding back on the bus ride back, everyone was bored, and we're like, we had talked about recreating that scene, and so I got to be his wife. Awesome, best bus ride ever.
I love it.
There were like people like, wait, what's going? Oh, I know what they're doing. It's like you're right. You just gotta have fun with it. I mean, who cares what everyone else thinks?
When I walked out of the restaurant, everyone's like, "You won't do it. You won't do it." And I just yelled, "Baby, where's my super suit?" And some girl comes flying across, like, because it's like 2 roads, and then she comes flying across the road. She's like, "I heard you from way over there. Can we get a picture?" So we took some pictures, and the kids that were sitting out, along because there's a bunch of restaurants that lead to the movie theater, and they're like, "Oh, it's Frozone." And so that's what it's about, man. It's about putting smiles on people's faces. The kids loved it. My friends were like, at first they're like, "You look like an idiot," and then they're like, "Wait, no, this is kind of cool." You know what I mean? So it was fun. It was fun.
So it's funny, that little cosplay right there. It's like, for one night only. Yeah, I'm no longer this NASCAR driver. I'm this animated superhero now.
Yeah. Dude, it was great. I really wish Cole could have been Dash, and Brandon McReynolds came out with us too. If he could have been Mr. Incredible and Cole could have been Dash, oh, dude, I would have died laughing.
Man, now I'm kind of wishing that we had like Cole on with us in order to give his perspective of that little thing too. But
he wouldn't even know what to say. Do you see his face on TV? He's like, I don't know what to say. He really doesn't know what to say. The same face.
Oh my God, this is great.
Hey, I'm going to go on record. You said it, not us. So
hey, I'll take it. Well, when Cole starts winning some more races, I'll start shutting up a little bit. I love my man. I hope he gets this done here. He's been really good at Chicago, so I think he has a good shot this weekend.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I kind of hate for Cole last year when he got his first win? If something different had happened in that Phoenix race, if he would have just barely got around Hemrick, he'd have been the champion last year.
Man, it was funny you say that. When I was at Phoenix, because we had a truck out there with Dalton Sargent, and I walked over to those guys. I'm like, man, you guys are really fast. If you guys can just, because they had been fast at the 1.5 miles leading up to that, because at the end of it, it's kind of a bunch of short tracks or type stuff. And I kind of looked at his crew chief, and I was like, man, if you guys can just get through here and get to Homestead, you're gonna have a really good shot at it. And then that deal just didn't work out for him, which I hate it for him, obviously, because he's one of my best friends. But he went off and won, so that was cool. Him and Briscoe. Briscoe won the truck race too, so it was cool for Briscoe too.
Oh yeah.
So So we've been talking about other drivers for a minute and stuff. So let's talk about you really quick and your future plans.
Yeah, it's all about me. This is about me. This is about me.
So really quick question. So my mom just texted me. She wanted me to ask this. She watches as well.
Hey, Mom.
What are you? Yeah, she'll love that. So what are your future plans for 2019? Like, when can we expect to see you possibly in the trucks or maybe the Xfinity Series?
Oh man, it's so tough. It's so tough.
Maybe a better question is, if you working with MDM, is there any chance to get you eventually some time in an MDM car?
Oh yes, that's right.
I think to answer both questions is yes. I would love to be in an MDM Motorsports vehicle. I don't think you can go wrong. I mean, the people we got, the cars we got, just everything we do over there is on the competition side is A1. And yes, I definitely would love to be in our Xfinity car or truck, mid-season, come the end of next season. But it just depends, man. We're in this age and time where if I don't have a backing partner that really believes in me, then it's tough, and that's kind of where I've been at my whole life, and that's okay. It's brought me this far, so I will never knock it. It's been a tough road, and we're still here and we're still striving, and I keep getting supporters. I think we're up to almost 4,000 supporters on Twitter and got 2,200 something on Instagram and my Facebook, and I got all of Vermont back there cheering me on. So, all that support, it really helps. I just wish I could do more to give it back. I wish we were racing every weekend. I wish I was on TV, and I wish we were running up front and running well and winning races and leading laps and doing all that stuff. But just right at this exact moment, we're not. So all I can do is keep praying, keep driving at it, keep looking for sponsors, looking for partners. I really, really think Ice Cube, if you're listening, Big 3 challenge on the car would be really cool, man. So
Ice Cube watches every week, we know.
I just think there's a lot of opportunity for different things to happen, and I got a lot of support. I need the financial dollars to be there, and then everything else would kind of fall in line. And that's the hardest part. Actually.
Everything in NASCAR has just gotten so competitive, especially with money. I mean, we've even seen sponsorship hurt the top guys. It's so competitive out there these days. It's always, in every series, it's really difficult. But yeah, best of luck to you, man.
Right.
I appreciate it.
Go ahead.
Oh, I was just gonna say the biggest thing is we compete against each other, but we're competing against these other sports too. Like, everyone is starting to get hip to the game with the putting a logo. Now, I will forever say that the best platform to work on is racing. We got the hospitality part. We got, driver interaction. You don't get to go talk to LeBron James on a weekend. You know what I mean? You don't get his autograph just like that. We got autograph sessions. We got all types of stuff. Our platform is different, and I think it's the best out there. So I just hope we can get more and new industries back into it.
Yeah. Here's a question. I want to hear this from a driver's perspective. DC Comics Racing asks what your opinion is on what we call cup leeches when they go down to Xfinity and trucks. That I want to hear a driver's perspective on this, because we've never really had the chance to ask one.
Well, if you're gonna be the best, you gotta beat the best.
That's what I've been saying.
If you're good at what you do, the only way to be great is to go against someone who's better. I mean, that's just how it goes, and it sucks because you end up losing. There's races where so Charlotte, Cole finished second at Charlotte to Brad Keselowski. You know what I mean? So in that one, I'm like, damn Cup guys coming down, but every time you race against those guys and be around them, you get to learn a lot from them. You know what I mean? You gotta be able to be against those great guys, and even in the super late model level, if you're not racing against guys like Bubba Pollard and Casey Roderick and those guys, you might be good, but are you great? You don't know. And someone, I think Kevin Harvick, I think he brought this up, was how do you gauge how good someone is if they're not going against the best? When they go up to the cup level, are they really ready? It's hard to know. And I'd rather I'd rather lose some races and be ready for the cup level than go in thinking I'm a champion, gonna be a champion, and struggle running 30th.
Exactly. You see, I've made this argument with plenty of fans too and stuff, and they hate Kyle Busch in the Xfinity series. Obviously, I mean he wins all the time there, and they're like, oh my gosh, he wins again. And I guess this is probably an unpopular opinion about this, but I'm like, the Cup guys aren't the problem. Like maybe it's the talent that is in the Xfinity series, like the so-called up-and-coming young drivers are the problem. Like if they were really this good and if they're really ready for the Cup Series, then they should be able to beat Kyle Busch on a regular basis. Like how did Kyle Busch get into the Cup Series? I remember 04, the first year I was watching NASCAR. You know, it was his first year in the sport full time. He won 5 races against Cup guys, and then Truex won the championship that year. They were both, well, at the time, Busch Series regulars. That was the title sponsor. At the time, Busch Series regulars. So it's all about talent, and it's also about the team as well.
You gotta have both, man. You gotta have both.
It's like you just look at him and say, "Get good, kid."
Part of it.
So another fun question I just wanted to ask. So I've always like, you know, in other sports, football and basketball, like we really know who like the best trash talkers are and stuff. So I'm wondering, you know, who are some of the best trash talkers currently in NASCAR that you know of?
I mean, Daryl's pretty good. Bubba's pretty good. He's pretty slick with it. He can slide some stuff in that no one really is paying attention to. I feel like Kyle Busch is good, but he's like in your face good. Like he's gonna tell you like what he's thinking, and you're like, oh shoot, like, but it comes correct. You know what I mean? So those two are on different ends of the spectrum, but I think they're pretty high up there. Keselowski, he likes to throw some jabs too, which is cool. That everyone, how they do their business is different, but I think they're all pretty good at it.
Those don't surprise me at all. If I had to guess the 2 or 3, those would have probably been them.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken, I think I remember seeing it like maybe on Blaney's Twitter when Blaney was having some issues. I think maybe it was the other way around, but either way, I think it was Blaney was having some issues. Bubba went by, and I think like Bubba was like just flipping him off just playfully or something like that.
Right.
Yeah. I think I saw that on Twitter the other day. He's like, I flipped my man off. I didn't realize that he was, had no power steering. And Blaney came back. He's like, yeah, it really hurt that one of my best friends flipped me off. I couldn't even raise my left arm. You know what I mean? Like that is awesome, man. Everyone, at the end of the day, everyone, is cool.
But speaking of that,
Attention, K-Day on here says what Bubba said at Daytona about Denny Hamlin. They needed some Adderall.
That
was good.
I ain't touching that one.
No, I'm going back and forth with that. I thought that was just perfect timing after that. I won't put you in a bad position with that one. I found that really funny at the time.
Them boys, man, they like to throw some shade at each other, and that's just sports.
Yeah,
makes it fun.
Hey, good entertainment for sure.
Going back to that, the entertainment aspect and the Blaney thing. I don't know if you caught this during the race or if anyone else caught this. Fox Sports tried to say that Blaney was having arm cramps during the race, and I actually messaged Blaney. I was like, "Did you actually have arm cramps, or was that them lying to make better TV?" And Blaney said, "No, that was just TV lying."
I saw that, and I saw Mike Joy come back, and he said that they overstated it and whatever. But I mean, even if he was, I don't think anyone could blame him. You know what I mean? Like,
right.
It went away at lap like 34 or something, and there ain't no way that he'll ever have a car that handles worse than that one ever again.
Yeah, I remember when my power steering went out on my street car. And living up in Illinois, it's all, the winters suck, and having to drive with snow and ice on the ground with no power steering. I was like, no more. No, I'm not driving this. Like, I only had to drive maybe 2 miles that day. I'm like, no, I'm not driving this again. So I can't imagine doing a cup race, but a road course race without power steering.
It's tough, man, for sure.
You look like Popeye afterwards.
Serious.
Oh. God, that just hurts thinking about it. Oh, let's see it. Let's see if the chat has anything. Chat, you got any good questions?
Yeah, we're closing on an hour here, so you're welcome to stay on as long as you love Dylan. We're happy to have you, but
I would, what? I would love to. I just got a phone call. I got to get to a birthday party.
But
priorities.
We understand, man.
Hey, I would love to be back on the show though. About sometime after we race. Once we race this year, I want to be back on the show. I want to tell everybody all about it, and you guys will be the first to hear about it for sure.
Yeah, most definitely.
Welcome back anytime.
Yeah, most definitely. Yeah, make sure to spread the word and stuff. This is historic. You're the first ever driver on here as well, so you have that honor on our live stream and stuff. And
Gavin NASCAR says, Jarrett, can you tell Dylan that he just gained a fan today? So I think that speaks for a lot of people.
You just gained probably hundreds of fans just now.
Hey guys, I'll try my best to get back to everybody. But if you give me a shout out on Twitter or whatever, love to talk to you. If you got any questions or just want to say hey, I'm pretty accessible. So just give me a shout. Dylan Smith, 34, the Black Mamba. We're out here. We're trying to make it happen.
And also, speaking of, just really quick, speaking of Twitter, I don't know, I just wanted to ask you this. Obviously, you'll probably say no, but please follow me back. It would mean a lot.
I'm gonna give the whole deal a follow. Everybody, all y'all, you guys are getting a follow for sure.
Nice. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, one team, one dream.
Sweet.
Well,
thank you.
And like we said, you're the first driver, and by all means, tell everybody how fun it is to actually talk to all these fans. Tell the entire gang of drivers over to MDM they're welcome to come on too. So
hey, I got you, man. We're gonna make some stuff happen. It's gonna be fun.
Yeah, thanks a ton for coming on again, Dylan.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
Hey, thank you guys. Appreciate it.
Appreciate it, man.
all right, thank you.
Bye.
All
Wow.
That
right.
was fun.
All
That
170
was
of you watching just witnessed history. The first driver guy in the industry to be on this podcast. So everyone, give ourselves a round of applause. Yep, there we go.
And I saw in the chat was saying that we were almost at 200 at one point. So
Yeah,
nice job, everybody. And we still got another driver to go tonight.
Yeah.
He's gonna be on a little bit later, but this might give us a good chance to actually talk about this past weekend's race.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, and like Rusty says, lick that like button for our
Lick
first
the like
driver.
button, guys.
Remember, folks, Eric does not feed us unless we get 10,000 likes. Okay?
It was 100,000 earlier. Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
I
that's-
thought it was 200,000.
No, we get paid 100,000 and we get food if there's 10,000. So make sure you like the like button.
Yeah, I'll make a Whataburger run for us all right now, or
Wes Graham asking, was that the driver who I was talking about Monday? No, actually, the driver I was talking about Monday, we will announce at the end of the stream. He's not going to be on this stream tonight, but
announcing that today.
Yeah, at the end.
Yeah, and guys, make sure you stay
after
at the end. Make sure you guys stay at the end. We have a ton of big announcements.
I'm excited.
Yeah, I'm
That's
excited
fun.
to reveal it.
And while I'm sitting here looking right below the comment section, I'm going to add this stream right now to our stream playlist. That way, if anyone misses it or if anyone couldn't see all of it, you know right where to go.
Hey guys, just a quick question. Am I a little louder? Because I had the headphones on, so I thought I was being a little bit louder than usual.
You're fine. I think when you didn't have the headphones in, it was getting to be a part where it was like all echoing.
Yeah. That's why
I saw a lot of echo comments in there, but the best one was "Holy Echo, Batman."
Well, it's like right when I wanted to ask him the funny thing about the Incredibles thing, it's like I kept hearing myself echo. I was like, gosh, I can't do this. And I actually messed it up with talking about it. So
Yeah, Dylan was really cool though. Yeah, I'd love to have him on again. So that was pretty cool.
Like it really opens up your mind to just, how chill people are when you're like not just thinking, oh, it's some NASCAR driver. No, I mean they're just a really great person in general who happens to do the thing that we love to watch and talk about.
Exactly.
I want to point out for everyone in here and the chat, let's just remember that the only person that cussed that whole time was the driver we had on. Was it me?
Exactly.
Jared.
Yeah. Good job, Jarrett.
Yes, I think.
Keep
And
it clean.
I might have a clean stream.
Even though we're on my channel, I'll give you have 2 bleeps. I'm giving you 2 bleeps, but you need to use them wisely.
Oh, I will. That should be the game the chat has each week, and then I'll be fined I don't know, something detrimental to Stock Car Podcast.
Yeah.
So
Sonoma.
let's get into Sonoma. Exactly. So I guess I'll say my opinion on it first. I know a lot of people just said, "Oh, the race sucked" and all that stuff, and I don't know. I just don't feel like stage racing is really good on road courses. That's just me. I don't know. I would prefer if we didn't have stage racing on road courses. I will say this though, there was a lot of strategy at the end. Kevin Harvick's crew chief Rodney Childress completely just outthinked himself. I mean, he played himself basically. I mean, if he would have pitted right around the same time as Truex, he would have won the race. So I mean, he pretty much overthought that whole strategy there, and he was probably going to win. But definitely the big three right now: Truex, Harvick, and Kyle Busch. It's not. I don't think it's going to be stopping anytime soon.
Okay, really quick, Jerry, just look what Thick Daddy put, and I'll give my opinion after.
Hold up, 5 minutes.
That's classic.
I mean, I kind of have like racing wise on the track, and I think this is more Fox's fault than anything because like throughout the pack there was a lot of good racing. The racing wise, what we were presented wasn't the greatest on track, but at the same time, it's like, you know, that stuff between Cole Pern, that was not Truex versus Harvick. That was Cole Pern versus Rodney Childers. And in most races, I'd be like, okay, if the best thing is for the race is pit road, that's bad. But it's like for this race, like that was awesome. Like I remember sitting there like, wow, he just freaking snookered him. That doesn't count as a cuss word, by the way. And I was like, but it was good. I was like sitting there like, okay, if a caution comes out at this point, who pits here? And that's the thing I like about road course racing is that even when it's a boring road course race, it's still really entertaining, like because you don't know exactly who's got what when. I mean, they were talking about like 2 pit stop strategy versus 3, 4. There's even been like 5 or 6 in a race before that people have done well with. It's like, you know, that I can't say it's a bad race. It's definitely not the best Sonoma race in the last few years, but I mean, Sonoma's at such a high standard now that it's hard to hit that, you know. So I liked it. I'd give it probably 6.5 out of 10, which because my grading scale is a little tougher, so that's good on my grading scale.
Yeah. I agree with what you said, Darian, about I think stage racing. You know, you could argue plate tracks don't need it, and I would argue road courses probably don't need it either. That's just not, you know, the fact that it takes over a minute to get around the track just calls for too many shenanigans. So I will say that was the one part of the race I didn't love. I didn't love that both Truex and Harvick and other drivers like straight up just passed on a playoff point just because honestly I don't know why. Stage 1, I don't know why people pit out of the lead. I'm like, it's stage freaking 1. You're not going for the win yet, guys. Come on.
Exactly.
The stages for this race did not reflect how the actual race was at all.
Yeah, and that was a little annoying because that stage racing, the reason I like them is because usually they do reflect how the race is going, and wasn't the case this week. But other than that, I thought the race was decent. I think, like you said, Jared, it was an average, maybe even a slightly below average Sonoma race. I don't know. I think it was an average Sonoma race. It was just different. You didn't have very many guys spinning out. You had plenty of guys getting, you know, off track, a little contact. There was damage. A lot of the cars still had damage all over them. Eric Jones on lap like 5 had his whole car tore up. I don't know how he finished top 10 with that thing. You know, you'd have Bubba spin, but you only had, I think, other than the stage cautions, did we have like 1, maybe 2 other cautions? I don't even know. I think
there was 1.
It wasn't that many. Yeah. But the strategy, I think the big takeaway was it was very, very funny to see how the 78 team was able to force Harvick's hand, I guess, so to speak. And then, following, I think the reason everyone kind of was maybe disappointed after that race is because they spent the entire end of stage 3 like, oh, what's going to happen if a caution comes out now? Oh, okay, what if a caution comes out now? Ooh, what about now? And then at the end of the day, the caution never did come out. So I think everyone was kind of like, oh, maybe we're all building up for nothing. Is kind of maybe the mindset I took from why people were kind of negatively reacting towards it, which I guess I understand. But I think once you step back an hour later, 2 hours later, and you think about the race as a whole, it's like I was entertained for the most part. So I thought it was a decent race.
Yeah. I
think that's the thing. The broadcast nowadays, especially Fox, is so detrimental to the entire experience now. It's I don't know what they can really do, but there's a few things they can do to fix it. I think Darian, you put it on Twitter today, or
I was just about Twitter. I was just going to talk about that really quick. So I put on Twitter right after the race. I was like, you know what, guys, for you younger fans, just after the stream, go watch a broadcast on YouTube from like 2000 or like from the early 2000s. I would say from 2000 to 2006, 2005. There is just a huge difference in the way the sport is presented. Like back in the day, like, let's say the leader was like 5 seconds ahead. They didn't just follow the leader. They would go all the way back, like wherever it was, even if it was like a battle for 27th. and they would, televise that battle and stuff. I mean, I know there was like a ton of battling going on, like a ton of passing and stuff going on in the back of the pack for at Sonoma last weekend. And I was just like, why not just show that instead of just showing all, the leader just running away with it,
Right. And I don't know, like, and it's definitely not just us who are thinking that the coverage that they got going on now is lacking. I mean, I'll leave him like anonymous for this, but someone who's a key person within NASCAR told me the other day that, we were talking a little bit about Fox's coverage not being really what fans are liking, and he straight up told me, he said, "Yeah, I only like Gordon right now." So I mean,
Fox,
that says a lot.
That says a lot.
I guess again, I'm kind of in the minority. I still will prefer Fox to NBC. I think Fox is still the best team. There's no doubt they're worse than they used to be. But I gotta say, the whole deal with the Blaney issue, I can't tell if that was deliberately misinformation or if there was just a miscommunication somewhere. Because I think it was one of the reporters that reported that to Mike Joy and Jeff Gordon, and they kind of reacted to it the way anyone would. But that's unclear. I still like Fox because I love Mike Joy. I think Jeff Gordon, he's gotten to be honestly he's really good in the booth. I wish that they'd honestly replace Darrell Waltrip with Larry McReynolds, to be honest. But even Larry Mack, he's goofy and weird, but it works. It still works to me. And I think I'll applaud Fox for making some good changes. I really like their thing that they put on the side, or where am I on the screen? This thing that they put over on the side. I like that it shows like 20 cars at a time. I mean, I was watching clips from even just last year NBC broadcasts, and they would still do that slow moving ticker that shows you like 3 cars at a time. And I'm like, I like seeing the quick information. So they do make some things that I like. Fox is ahead of the curve still, but they do little things like they cut to too many commercials at bad times. They don't show enough racing in the back of the pack. They completely whiffed until I didn't keep watching until well after the broadcast, but if they did show it, it was way after the race ended. The fact that Daniel Suarez got wrecked out of 10th place on the last lap. Nobody showed that, but he got dumped by Jimmy Johnson on the last lap.
I wondered where he went. When I looked down the leaderboard, I think he finished like 16th. I'm like, wait, he was in the top 10 with one to go. Where did
nobody
he go?
mentioned it until I don't know when.
Well,
this is the first I'm hearing about it.
He didn't get dumped. I mean, he got loose, and then Johnson just hit him. So
I'd comment, but I didn't see it.
Yeah,
I mean,
but it's just it's little things like that. I still, for the most part, enjoy Fox because I think Mike Joy is heads and shoulders better than Rick Allen, and I think Jeff Gordon is better than Steve Letarte or any of them. I am excited for this week to hear what Dale Jr. can do in the booth. He's been shaky, I'd say, in the times he has been in the booth, but I think with kind of like how Jeff Gordon started out a little shaky. You go back and listen to Jeff Gordon first few races of 2016. He was garbage in the booth.
Chase Elliott fan.
He was terrible. But I think Jeff's gotten to be really good. I think give it time. Maybe by the end of this year, Dale will be good too. And it's Dale Jr. being on screen for 3 hours at a time. That's good for NASCAR.
Did you see the new Wrangler commercial they're putting out for this weekend?
I literally saw somebody tweet about it, but I didn't see the ad.
I didn't see it.
He's going around his property just like commentating on what's going on. So it's like 2 people are like just driving up his driveway, and he's like, "Oh, and it looks like Brad's gonna take the lead going into 1." Then he's like going over to the dryer. It's like some would say that this blue sock with this jeans and denim would not fit in this series, but I beg to differ.
That's kind of cringe. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah.
Oh, we're getting off of Darrell Waltrip though. Come on,
Mm-hmm.
we went from 0. Yeah. We went from 2 Waltrips to 0. So I don't think you can out cringe that.
Hey, you called the grid walk the grid walk. They call it the grid walk. I call it the clown walk. Thank gosh, the clown walk is done.
Now we get Rutledge Wood running out onto the track the moment the driver starts to finish their burnouts to shove a mic in their face.
That's right.
In theory, that's actually a really good idea to go talk to the drivers before the race, but do it in a more professional manner.
Exactly.
Yeah, we don't need the village idiot running from car to car dumping tacos all over it.
I like when they've done it in years past where they'll have 3 or 4 reporters or people like positioned and they just cut to him. I don't like Michael running. I mean, he almost totaled Truex's car a couple weeks ago. The dude he can't even walk straight.
Worse than the taco was the All-Star race where he ruined that couple's engagement.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
And then at Michigan, he jumped on Truex's car. If
Yeah.
that were any of us, we would be banned from NASCAR for life.
Okay, when I've been on Michigan's pit road before, we were like, like the crowds there just are so freaking packed in, man. They're just everyone's on top of each other, and they'll yell at you if you stop. It's like, no, like I'm gonna run over a child if I keep going, and it's like, make moving. It's like, damn lady, and if it's Michael Waltrip doing it though, it's a pass, and we just let him go on there. Just make a wish.
Hashtag get the YouTubers some media passes and see what we can do.
Oh,
do
that
way
would be
better.
beautiful.
I'll probably trip over cars too, though. So
I like what Sky Sports does with its F1 coverage before the race and stuff. They talk to the drivers, pretty much every driver before the race, but it's like no cringy jokes, no cringy questions, just professional, and just asking them how they feel before the race.
Gridwalk has some moments. It has some good moments, but in general, I could take it or leave it.
I want to really quick let everyone know who's probably wondering when. Jesse will be on in 45 minutes, so it'll probably be a call-in.
So he's going to be calling you?
Yeah, I'll just tell you guys whatever, or I'll tell him whatever you guys say. And unless, I sent the link too, so there are two options here.
Yeah, we'll see if he's able to hear us or what.
If anything, I could literally just like put it right here. I mean, It looked dumb, but
we'll see how it works. We'll figure it out as we go.
If we're comparing this to the Waltrips,
the glory of a YouTube podcast, figuring it out as we go along.
Yeah, I'm gonna.
I'll go ahead.
I could probably. Yeah, there it is. It'll basically look like I'm on the phone the whole time, except it's face backwards.
I like it. Perfect.
So since we're waiting for Jesse Iwuji, we already talked about Sonoma. Might as well make our predictions, right?
For Chicagoland?
Yeah, for
I think
Chicagoland.
I've already got my pick, and past couple of years, he's proved to be the number one guy there. Martin Truex Jr. is going to go 2 in a row this weekend.
See, Truex seems like the obvious pick because he's been so good at mile and a half in years past, but like this year, he's been so confusing. He goes and wins California, which is a 2-miler, but then he goes to Michigan and sucks. But then he wins at Pocono, which is a triangle, and then he goes to Sonoma and wins there. So I'm like
inconsistent. He's very inconsistent.
This weekend, I looked at the forecast and stuff because again, I'm going there. So any of you all going there, depending on how many of you are, I might do a meetup or something. But anyway, I just want to shamelessly plug that in. But I was looking at the weather and thunderstorm early in the morning, rain. So I take it Danny's going to come in for the morning. And then So we're going to start with a green racetrack. This is old surface. The surface is like 18, 19 years old. And it's going to be like 95. So it's going to be old surface, green racetrack, slick, which I think helps only the people who are the best in the business, in my opinion, the best drivers, the best crew chiefs. So I don't see how any of us can go against Harvick here.
That's what I was thinking. I was trying to see if I could come up with a more creative answer, but Harvick seems like such a no-brainer right now. I'll throw Kyle Larson's name out there.
He's very good there. He's been good since his rookie year. So
did my camera just shake? Because my entire room just vibrated for about 8 seconds.
A little bit, just a little tiny bit.
I don't think we get earthquakes here. I don't know what just happened, but oh goodness.
Sorry. Yeah, so I guess I was gonna say the same thing. Like, Harvick is just, to me, is the obvious choice. Look, if Harvick gets the pole, then he's going to win the race. Clean air is king. He's not going to lose the lead. He's going to win every stage, and he's just going to dominate the whole thing. Now, he's not going to lead every lap because he has to pit eventually during, the green flag pit stops. He's just going to win the race, guys. It's gotten to the point where, either Kyle Busch or Kevin Harvick's going to win, or Truex. So, why bet against them? All right.
Did we mention Kyle Busch yet? Because again, this year we can't go without mentioning Kyle Busch in anything.
No, we haven't mentioned.
I don't want to admit it, but he's going to be up there too. My grandpa brought up a pretty good point this weekend. It's like it's kind of the same 10 guys in the top 10 just shuffle the deck each week.
I noticed that too.
Harvick and Busch up there.
I noticed that too, especially while watching at Sonoma. You looked at the top 10 for a good first half of that race, and I'm like, these are basically the 10 best drivers this year. Like, you know, you had 3 Stewart-Haas cars, you had maybe 1 Hendrick car snuck in there, a couple Gibbs cars, Larson, Truex. You know, it was like, oh, yep, that's about what we've seen every year, every week.
But, you know, Chicago Lynn can also give us a few surprises like David Rubin a few years ago.
That's right.
Oh, I remember that. That was actually, I remember because I was focusing on Junior because he was like 2 laps down at that point. Then I didn't even realize who the leader was. I mean, like, wow, David Rudiman went past him earlier, and I'm like, who's leading? Rudiman? I thought Gordon was leading. No, it's Rudiman. I'm like,
yeah, I mean, he had to beat Jeff Gordon to win that race, and it wasn't just like it was some strategy. No, he actually just had a really fast car that day.
Yeah, he whooped him. Yeah. Let's see, what do we got in the chat? Chat. I know there's been a lot of Harvick. Tyler Johnson's asking me what was that worst commercial I saw during the race. I don't know.
I think maybe they were talking about the eBay one. That was so annoying.
I feel like he's asking me what one I like maybe tweeted about or talked about, but I don't remember.
I know Kamikaze. I know Kamikaze definitely. I mean, he tweeted about that freaking eBay commercial, the eBay bought like clothes commercial, and it kept rerunning and stuff. And I was like, oh my gosh.
Oh, I know.
Just so
I know one thing we could talk about, and this might go back to our hating on Fox's broadcast, but James here in the chat just reminded me about Gateway this weekend. I don't know. I was only able to watch a little bit of the race, but it was cool to see Justin Haley get his first career win. But then I know I pointed this out. I know we all talked about this a little bit off stream about how Fox like rushed him out of his interview, like blatantly just like cut him off mid-sentence and said, "No, you're done," and like cut away.
Yeah, great class, Fox. Like really great, like really great class, you guys. I've never seen that before.
Me neither.
I've never seen that before.
Like, would they have done that to a Johnny Sauter? Probably not.
Well, instead they took some of like obviously the race had gone over its time, so like we got to get to this World Cup show, the FIFA show. We get it. We got to switch over quickly. But instead of giving this first time winner big storyline for Justin Haley, they literally cut him off mid sentence, and cut to third place finisher Johnny Sauter. They didn't have to cut to Johnny Sauter. They could just let Haley have the whole time because he deserved it. And instead they cut to Sauter, and then they ended up cutting Haley short. I was furious because I'd never seen that before, and that didn't seem fair to me.
Hashtag
like real classy.
Yeah, I don't know who ran that. I don't know who the director was that said cut away, go to this guy, but they made a bad call there in the heat of the moment. That was a bad decision.
Well, whoever's the director for NASCAR on Fox and stuff, or whoever's like the producer and stuff who produces the races needs to be fired. You need to go into a different direction, man.
Also, remember the Truck Series is cursed because they have Fox the entire year.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right.
I don't mind the trucks on Fox, except I don't like Vince Welsh as the play-by-play guy.
I don't either.
He talks so slow. He's just Matt Crafton to the race lead with 4 to go.
Look at him there, sounding constipated.
Contact.
I'll say this. I want to see
Code Brown.
I want to see Todd Bodine up in the booth for that more because he does a lot of stuff with I think it's with Jeff Hammond before Truck Series races and like the studio. In my opinion, they do very well with that. I actually enjoy listening to them talk before the Truck Series races usually, but then we've got the crew who actually do the Truck Series races, and I'm like, can we switch this up a little bit?
I don't mean to hate on Vince Welsh too bad. People in the chat saying how much they hate him. He's a great pit reporter. He's very good at that. I just don't like him as a play-by-play guy.
But
Alan Bestwick back one way or another.
Even if it's the trucks, I'll take it.
I'll watch the trucks every week.
I seen a lot of people in the chat saying, bring ESPN back. The thing is, ESPN doesn't want it back.
ESPN doesn't have a lot of money to throw around.
No,
they already got F1, so I mean they're pretty much focusing on that.
Speaking of the chat, while we had Dylan on, I did notice something. While the TV ratings this week did go down, TV ratings for Michigan went up.
I saw that, yeah.
Because they were on. Well, I mean, they were on Fox. I mean, last year it was on FS1.
Hey, we're taking as many positives as we can get here.
Wait, was last week's race on Fox? I don't remember that. I feel like
the Michigan one.
You're off.
That's what I mean. But I feel like every race is on FS1. I don't know. I don't even know what channel they're on anymore. I just find them.
NBCSN this week, and then we get back to the normal channels next week at Daytona.
Remember when we were younger and every race was on the network television channels and only the All-Star races on Speed Channel?
Those were great times, man.
I used to
Those are
hate
great
that in the
times.
All-Star races on speed because I didn't have speed at the time. I used to hate that. But obviously I liked it the rest of the time, so never mind. I'm
Yeah.
sounding really selfish now.
Dang, Josh B, way to bring your negative Nanciness to the chat.
I just said I'm excited to hear Dale Jr. in the booth. And I think it'll be good for NASCAR because if there's one thing that they've suffered from this year is a little bit of, viewer fatigue because they're tired of seeing young drivers suck and Dale Jr.'s gone. So Dale Jr. being back.
I can
Nick
guarantee you
Sant.
this.
Nick Sant says Gateway was up 14% in the ratings.
Oh.
Figures
can
they
guarantee-
screw up when everyone was watching.
Yeah,
Well,
probably.
I will say this: we're back in the time of the year where it's now the season of problems.
Mhm.
Problems
guarantee-
around.
I can guarantee you this though. Junior Nation, no matter if Junior sucks in the booth or does well, no matter what, they're gonna be like, oh, Junior's he's the greatest commentator of all time that NASCAR's ever had. I can pretty much guarantee you that.
I can't wait for the memes. I hope he says some funny stuff. That's all I'm hoping for.
There's going to be some great memes from everybody, I think.
I can if he is half as good as he was over the radio during races, it's gonna be fun.
Do we know for sure if it's going to be a 4-person booth or is Jeff Burton kind of doing something else?
I figured Jeff Burton would be with is it
Dale
still
Jarrett.
Chris Kubota there?
Yeah.
All right. Well, yeah, her and Dale Jarrett and Kyle Petty.
I'm sorry, look at
Incredible.
the chat. Everyone's typing in all caps some of Dale Jr.'s greatest commentary quotes, and I can just
Oh, yeah.
remember playing them through my head. He'll get good. He'll be good. I think down the road he will get better.
I love the one where he was during that crappy all-star race package where no one knew what was going on. He's like, this reminds me of the first time I flew an RC helicopter. I didn't know what the hell up, down, left, or right was.
I remember at Bristol 2006, he saved the car from almost spinning. He's like, wow, what a save. Now that was my best save ever. And he's like, you get the in-car camera and it's going wop, 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 wop. I was like,
There's actually a series on YouTube of there's 10 or 11 videos of Dale Jr.'s best quotes, and it's like I'll literally I'm having a bad day. I'm like, yeah, I'm gonna watch 6 or 7 of these because they're only 4 or 5 minutes each. I'm just like, okay, I'm better now. That's just funny. Oh yeah, that's another one. Wouldn't be surprised. Junior cusses like a sailor, so
he does.
he's worse than me. So. Good luck, censors. You got that 5-second delay to bleep him out.
I'm scared that he's gonna cuss and some of these just once.
Oh yeah, Jared Edwards. Hey, okay, I've already used one of them, so I'm gonna let you guys read what Jared Edwards said is what it's called. But would titles count though? If I read titles with cuss words, would that count?
Not really.
You can just say F or S.
I'll let it slide this
Okay.
one time.
It's called Shit Dale Says. That's literally the series. That's what it's called. See, I'm like, I didn't realize I already used one, and someone in the chat went, "Oh, we used one." I'm like, crap.
And there you go. You said crap. So good job.
This is an intervention.
Exactly.
Change the name of the stream here. Intervention of the iceberg. Stop cussing. You're gonna make everyone lose their monetization if and when they get it.
No, Jarrett stops. F *** cussing. Oh, I used the right amount of stars too. I wasn't even trying about that.
So, underdogs for this weekend. Who we got?
Oh, shoot.
I'm gonna have William Byron. I think he'll do something this week. I have William Byron as an underdog.
All right, I've got his teammate Chase Elliott coming off a 4th place finish at Sonoma and good momentum, coming back to a track that hopefully he should be more comfortable on. So.
Awesome, Michael. The iceberg demonetization for life. No, I got my underdog is Craig Galding. No, my underdog.
Jared,
Actually,
no matter
dude-
how many you send me, I told you, buddy. I told you to save your money. I'm not doing that. But thank you.
No, just say maybe if you send me another one.
He did that last night, and I told him then. I told him then what I'm telling him now.
But I gotta say, my underdog, who I think could sneak into the top 10 based on how he did in bad equipment before here, would be Bubba. I'll give Bubba one chance with this.
No, I'm not. I'm not going to. Not even Daytona. He's gonna win Daytona.
He's
we all know
he's
that,
not an
but,
underdog
yeah.
at Daytona though. Like
Well, I'm just saying he's gonna be my pick for Daytona.
For my pick for Daytona, I'm gonna put all the numbers in this hat and pick out 3 of them out of it, and then be like, this is my underdog pick, Denny Hamlin.
Like for Daytona, can there really actually be an underdog? I mean, seriously.
Well, I mean, Greg Galding will be in the field. So.
Yeah, speaking of Greg Galding, he was at one point ahead of Kyle Larson. That was crazy.
Yeah, lead lap at one point.
I said in our group chat on Twitter, I was like, Greg Galding is in 16th, and I want to die.
Y'all see what I put? I think y'all saw what I put in the chat, our group chat, about a certain driver when that certain driver got a certain shout out on TV. I know Danny and Darian saw. I don't know if you saw, Eric.
I don't remember. I'm sorry.
It's one of our inside jokes.
I can guess which one it probably is.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think of an underdog though for this weekend because I think William Byron's a good pick for an underdog. I think I'm optimistic about how the Gibbs cars will do, like Suarez and Jones, but I don't know, they always find a way to screw it up. I'll go Bowman, and maybe that's a terrible idea, but I'll say Bowman. I know he's been better at I'm trying to think. His only real like big standout race this year was a short track at Bristol, but I don't know. I'll go Bowman.
Chicago.
Granted, I thought Bowman was going to suck this weekend. He got a top 10.
Yeah, so he's riding a little bit of momentum. Yeah, exactly.
He did blow his car up in the K&N Series race, but hey, he got a top 10 where it mattered. So
we didn't talk at all about AJ Allmendinger, huh?
Oh my gosh, I was just about to bring it up.
I called it.
It's always something. It's always something. He messes it up somehow.
Yeah, he always messes it up.
Remember we picked who would suck, and who said AJ Allmendinger again?
I said him too, didn't I?
I don't know, but I know I did.
Hey, Eric said Eric Almirola, and he ran really good. So
yeah, I didn't say Almirola. I said Jones would suck. So I was really 0 for 2 in my 2 guys.
You're on your out of the groove though. You mentioned both him and Almirola.
I did, and they both were 7th and 8th or something like that.
Does anyone else think the name Almirola sounds like it could be like some fancy men's fragrance?
No,
Almirola today.
Another thing about Almirola, somebody said that he has reached Danica's top 10 numbers into number 10 now.
Kamikaze.
Rusty Walrus also said that too when we were in the little meeting.
Sylvie Gang says Kyle Weatherman is driving the 99 this weekend.
Who?
Oh, I don't know. It just seemed like if someone put it in the chat, it was worth mentioning.
That famous 99 car driven by legends such as Derek Cope and
Kyle Weatherman.
Kyle Weatherman.
I will say this: they do make some good looking wraps for their cars. So
yeah, too bad.
Well, you're going to be around the leader all day.
Yeah, might as well.
Yeah, you'll see him at some point when he's going by.
Yeah,
Eric Armadillo. Elemento.
Remember the Almirola.
Is making fun of Almirola's name like a meme that I missed or something?
I agree. Hamlin Fanatic 11. Everyone spells Eric wrong except me. Eric Jones with a dang K. Eric Almirola spells it with an A. I don't know what he was on.
I think my cousin has it spelled like yours. So
yeah, let's see. I'm the right way, the only way.
Yeah. So we're smart.
Mm-hmm.
Spencer Boyd follows everybody. Spencer Boyd's followed me since I was in high school. NASCAR fan 48 says, and Spencer Boyd follows me. It's like, yeah, but I mean, I'm pretty sure he follows like 20,000 people. Hello.
What happened?
I was reading something in the chat, folks, and I didn't shout him out a second ago. I saw that a minute ago, Trevor. I totally blew that, but thanks again, Trevor. Very chill.
Trevor's number one.
Trevor's wild. I don't know what he's doing, but he's always here. He's poking his nose in everywhere. Eric is the Viking version. The K is the Viking version. That's true. My name I think it has Scandinavian origin. So I think that the actual my spelling of the name is actually, I think, more of it's evolved over time. I think the original spelling was with a K. So I'm not the original. So I guess I can't sit here and say I'm the best or anything, but I'm the improved version of the original name.
Yep, that's right, Albert Stone. Skull.
We should just all talk about each other's names and their origins. That would be a great stream.
Yeah,
I
mine
mean,
actually
million
is
views.
weird.
So, on that topic, Danny B. My real name is Daniel. My last name starts with B. I won't just say my actual name because, I mean, I don't really want to get flooded with friend requests or
His
nothing.
last name's Belushi. He's related to Belushi.
Yeah, sorry, Daniel Belushi. That's my
Beluga.
name. Beluga whale.
We're starting to go full glass case of emotion right here.
So Danny Beluga talks. I'm changing it from now on. All my videos are gonna maybe going, oh.
All hail Blue Whale. I wonder if anyone in the chat understands that reference.
I feel like me just making that noise is going to end up on some sort of separate recording and become a meme.
Yeah, somebody put that on Twitter. I will retweet it. Tag me in it, and I'll retweet it. Oh, and we've lost our host.
Yeah, we have.
Josh B85 says Jarrett's my least favorite of you all. Well, thank you.
I mean, that's what he's going for. The guy who is the swearer. So
I remember someone. I can't remember who it was. I remember someone on one of my videos like, "You're the only good one. Black Lives Matter. Everyone else is just trash."
Yeah, I was sitting there.
Thank you.
Yeah, I was sitting there. I'm like, oh, that's cute.
I mean, if anyone thinks that we're actually all now friends, and we really want to see every one of us all succeed. So if you say one of us is trash, honestly, we're gonna take offense to that.
Who said who is trash?
There's one of them said that Jarrett's my least favorite. I'm like, thank you.
It also wasn't me.
See, look, one incarnation said the same thing.
I like Iceberg when he had the beard, not baby face. I was born with this thing.
Hashtag bring back the beard.
I just went downstairs to get a drink. Not a sponsor, but I wish. Dr. Pepper, please come sponsor me. But I just went downstairs and there's 12 people down there. I don't know what they're doing. I was about to ask them if they wanted to be on the podcast, but I don't think they knew what I was talking about. So just thought I'd throw that in there. I think that's why my room was shaking earlier.
They're doing drugs right now.
Probably.
Crazy college kids.
Probably. Oh man, oh my goodness, you're probably right. Oh my Lord, guys, we can't put this on the air. They'll find us.
Do you remember back in those days, Danny? I know it might be hard to remember that.
Oh gosh, I mean it's only been 1 year. You crazy kids, get off my lawn out there. I'm about to come out there.
Hey, you're gonna get here. Don't want to fish. I didn't need any of those beans now, huh?
Nick Sant 16 is the right idea.
I don't get how I look like Austin Dillon. I mean, I don't have everything handed to me.
Without the beard, you look like Ty Dillon. With the beard, you look like Austin. I know. I'm sorry. I don't mean to hurt your self-esteem. I apologize.
Self-esteem just jumped off a cliff. Yeah, I caught myself there. This is gonna make it this is gonna make the comedy 100 times better now.
All right.
Somebody said Danny is redneck. Of course I'm redneck.
We're NASCAR fans. We're all rednecks.
Yeah,
I hunt and I fish. I live in Tennessee. I mean, what more can I get?
Eric, you've been bestowed with the highest honor by Wes Graham.
I know. I see that. I don't understand. I don't see it.
Hey,
looks like Bob Ross.
We don't make mistakes. Just have little accidents.
Just give me a second here, because I want to put this to bed. This is not the first time someone has compared me to Bob freaking Ross. Nothing against Bob Ross.
You know what you should do sometime? Intentionally have a mistake in one of your stop motions and actually break the fourth wall and come in and say that you didn't make a mistake.
Present yourself, my friend.
Does this look anything alike to you? Does this?
Perfect.
I don't.
It's perfect.
I was trying to make the same face as me. My lighting just got really weird when I did that. Back away from me. Whoa, that's cool. Hold on. When I get close to the camera, look how yellow I get.
It gets warmer.
Whoa, that's wild. Sorry. Anyway. It's like looking in a mirror. Get out of here.
Hey, so someone on here just said, I'm a oh crap, where'd it go? Oh, I lost it. Oh, here it is. I'm a red-blooded redneck NASCAR fan.
Grant Aldrich says in Northern Illinois NASCAR fans are barely redneck. It's like, boy, you don't know. I live in this place called Parkinsaw. If you don't live here, you won't understand. But yeah.
Brent Tannick just said some cuss words to me. Danny looks like a Roll Tide fan. Excuse me, sir. You see what that is there? That is a diploma from the University of Tennessee. Go
that don't mean
Vols
nothing.
every day.
That don't mean nothing. That don't mean nothing. You can still be an Alabama fan. That don't mean nothing.
Can we get a room tour, Danny?
Yeah, welcome to the crib here, you know.
Sweet deal. Yeah.
Sam Coop says I live in Arkansas. No, I said Parkinsaw. Trust me. Yeah. Look around Northern Illinois. Just look around, and you'll know you'll find a place that. There you go. Just look around after the stream.
Thick Daddy
investigative journalism.
Thick Daddy asked, "Is Indiana redneck enough?"
Who's a redneck? Hell yeah.
See, we just got NASCAR fans from all over. I see Houston, New York, Arizona.
No, Carnation, you're lying. There's no way.
What?
He said lives in Houston. There's no way.
No way.
Carnation, I don't know if it's true or not. Put in the chat that he is 13 now.
Good for him.
Oh.
Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, man.
NASCAR
so
guy asked if that was a Bill Lester car behind you, Iceberg.
Yeah, and NASCAR guy, are you the same NASCAR guy from Twitter? Because there's a NASCAR guy on Twitter, so I don't know if someone's stealing the identity, but I'm a fan.
So really quick, someone put this in the beginning of the chat. They said, breaking news, NASCAR Heat 3 had announced that they're going to put the K&N series in the game.
I know that Negan is doing something with them, but she might just be added into Field to Field and Cup.
I don't think that's an official thing yet. Like,
yeah,
it's basically all but confirmed there's going to be at least 4 series, but no one really knows what it is yet.
That's perfect, Trevor. Massachusetts redneck, the best kind.
Oh, and since we've been already going so fast through this, T-minus 20 minutes.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Yeah, we have talked about Sonoma and gave predictions for this weekend, and now we are talking about freaking Eric's comparison to Bob Ross.
Should I look up another NASCAR quiz so we can have round 2 from last week?
Yes. I need revenge. Yes, do it.
What would it be, though? Because, again, am I the same iceberg that sank the Titanic? Who knows?
I'll look for one. Don't worry, guys. We'll see if I find anything useful, anything that's workable. You guys can keep talking. I'm just going to sit here.
I'm looking at the chat. Are you going to do an ARCA stream, Darian?
Yeah, it's Thursday. That's right. Oh, yeah, something. So there's going to be history made in this Thursday's race. There's going to be 3 females in the field. So
all fielded by the same team.
Yeah, all by the same team, Venturi Motorsports. It's Natalie Decker, of course. I can't say the other girl's name. What's her name again? Bringer. Yeah,
Tony Behringer, and then
the vegan lady. That I don't know her real name.
Leilani Munter or something like that.
Leilani Munter, yep.
Oh, okay. See.
Well,
so yeah.
If you're doing that stream this week, I'll jump on after the race.
Okay. Yeah, I'm gonna do it on Thursday.
I don't think you want to hear from what it sounds like at the race. Yeah, I don't want to be yelling into the mic the whole time. So I'll probably just jump on.
You're going to the ARCA race?
I'm actually I got because on pit road they have the pit road right behind where everyone's at, and then a fence where people with passes can walk around. Well, we've been there so long that I get to be in that place that you can walk around behind pit road for all 4 races. So
yeah, if you see Natalie Decker, tell her I said hi.
Oh, you kidding me? I'll send you a video.
Oh, nice.
Hi, Darian.
No, watch her be like, oh yeah, that's that creep who keeps asking me. Come on, I won't be surprised.
So, Eric, I gotta ask. Since last night, have you gotten a Natalie Decker voice?
No.
Tell you what, if you do a NASCAR parody, I will lend my talent.
I will remember that. I honestly don't even know what she hardly sounds like. She sounds like every girl in my Spanish class last semester.
You know that's something you should do sometime is get some of the few like ARCA diecasts that are out there and do something like that.
Yeah.
I think they have a Decker.
if we get? Do we get a pizza? If we get a top 10? Get out.
Well, honestly, if you did do something like that with like a girl's voice, I'd probably like reach out to like your girlfriend or something like that.
A NASCAR history Kahoot, Brent and Nick. Where? How can I know how to get to Kahoot. How do I get to it?
Wait, is that the one we did on Darien stream that took forever?
Yeah. I have an account. I could set it up on mine, but
Well, we have only
But
15 minutes.
it does take
Yeah.
it does take a lot of
Okay.
time.
Is that the same one you guys did last the other day? Because I saw y'all were doing it.
No.
forever.
Yeah.
we did. Yeah, it took forever.
Well, okay. Then I won't worry about Kahoot. Sorry,
Yeah.
Brent, but I'll definitely check that out. I'll try to look it up.
And like for forever we kept thinking you were winning, but it wasn't you.
I saw that. I watched for a few minutes. I saw my name at the top. I'm like, who's what? Who's?
Well,
I had-
we figured out when I think it was Jared Edwards put in the chat that it's really easy when you literally have the key. It's like,
And then
Yeah, dude,
you
disqualified.
suck.
Dude, and I kicked him out. I was like, nope, you're out. And everyone started laughing about it.
And then we
That's
kept having
fine.
the issue of the bots the whole time.
Oh, we had like Logan Paul fan 720.69
And
Like-
KSI.
and then one KSI, yeah. But yeah, it's like so and so has jumped up 783 positions. It's like only 43 are watching.
Oh my gosh.
See,
Oh yeah, and the fake Rusty Walrus won the other one too.
Someone said for me and Eric, I have a question. Who finished third in the 2002 Daytona 500?
Jeff Bodine.
Really? You know that off the top of your head? I was gonna guess Jimmy Johnson.
No, Jeff Bodine. He was racing the that was actually James Finch's first ever cup race, I believe.
Dang.
Gosh, it's amazing how long James Finch's team actually lasted.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, at least they got a win though. Oh wait, actually, you know what? No, it wasn't his first race. Because Neil Bonnet, 1994 Daytona practice, he passed away, so
Jacob
first car had to be back there.
Casey Kane won the 2006 Sony 500. Junior finished second. Sorensen would have won though if he had not ran out of gas.
I found a good quiz, but these questions are way too easy. I mean, it's like, what number did Jeff Gordon drive when he won his Daytona 500s?
Yeah, it's really easy.
Gee, I don't know. It's the only
88.
one he ever ran.
88.
This
Oh.
one says, who won the Daytona 500 in 2009 while also driving the number 17 car?
Ricky Stenhouse.
Close.
Hey, who's that on the flag back there?
That's Natalie Deegan.
Oh gosh, the final
Alex
boss
42
of women's
fan.
racing is Natalie Deegan.
Alex 42 fan. I'll let you know more in depth on the BS stream tomorrow, but I liked it for a lot of
All right,
different
so-
reasons.
So Brent, he just tweeted at me the what you call it, the NASCAR Kahoot he made. I mean, after we have Iwuji on, maybe we could play it. I mean, we can skip through the questions. So I mean, after we have Iwuji on, we'll play it. I'll set it up.
Yeah, that'll be cool. Sweet deal.
Let's see what else we got.
This will be a nice lengthy stream, getting everything you guys could ever want out of a NASCAR podcast live stream.
Let's see how many questions there are. Holy crap, there's 38
Hey.
questions.
Is that the one we did last week?
Check
No,
out this.
no. This is a new one.
Check out this tweet, guys, from Corey Cladd on Twitter. Nothing like watching the NASCAR podcast and putting pit boxes together. Like these are pit boxes for his 164. He's done a really good job with these.
Wow,
check that out.
nice, man.
These are really good.
Holy crap, these are good, man.
Let me look at this. Let me see.
Yeah, I like
Nice.
that. Like, and he's legit. He's got all the 164s, the Chase Elliott hauler back there. Like,
Sweet job,
We
man.
are we sharing screen on one of them on here?
I can just show you. Here's a photo. I think this
Yeah,
is what y'all are looking at.
Like
Yep, very good.
he added all of us, but like this is really good. Like you do that and you put together your stop motion real good. That could be really good.
Okay, that
Nice,
picture he
good job.
took is like the way I'm looking down. It's like I'm perfectly looking down in amazement at it. That's awesome.
I'm gonna retweet this so if anyone in chat's curious what we're talking about, they can go and see it.
Same here.
Yeah.
Corey's been following us for a while. He's a good dude.
Yeah, cool guy.
Since I had to kind of rush through the intros, I guess since we got about 10 minutes, 12 minutes or so, do you guys have any like special projects y'all working on y'all want to plug?
Oh,
yeah.
yes.
So this week, I usually upload on Wednesdays. It's probably not going to come out tomorrow. I have been swamped with so much other stuff going on this week, but I will have a video coming out this week. Part 3 of my 5 NASCAR drivers you forgot about. It should be a pretty good one this week.
I'm uploading another championship seasons video. I did my first one on Jeff Green, and a lot of people didn't know who he was, but now they know. Or some people just thought he was just another starting park driver, and I was like, nope, he was a beast back in the day. So I'm thinking about doing my next championship seasons video on Bobby Hamilton's 2004 Truck Series season, or maybe just doing another good seasons video. So just give me some suggestions, and I'll take them in consideration.
Well, since I'm gonna be at the track this weekend, I'm not gonna have like many videos I'll be making. Although I do have plenty of space now on my new phone. But
Are you gonna vlog?
Yeah, I'll probably like have a video I upload. Speaking is difficult. Upload. This is what happens when I don't cuss. I glitch out. I'm gonna upload something on Monday, probably of just reviewing the whole weekend. But I think I'll do at some point. Every day I'm there, I'll do like 30 minute, 45 minute Q&A stream or something. So,
Cool.
So expect lots of stuff from my channel. Yes, Alan, I really do. You these guys are in for a really fun little bit of rage after we're done today. Just no, Carnation. I have been challenged, and I shall defeat the challenge. By the way, I will challenge all of you to lick the like button.
That's a good challenge right there.
Because
It already has like 100.
Yeah, it has like 130 on the YouTube app. See, on my computer, it froze with the likes at 114, the views at 180, but we're at 171 watching right now, and
Yeah, it says 181 on my phone. So
182 on my computer. Guys, Eric feeds us at 10,000. He pays us at 100,000, but he allows us to have a drink at 200. So let's hurry up and get to 200.
These boys, water is the most important.
And also a shout out to Rusty Walrus for looking over the chat for us as well. Being the what's it called again? The
moderator.
Moderator.
We are up to 190.
Monorail.
We are close to getting that drink, guys.
Oh, and special thanks to Barbasol for being a great shaving cream, both for me this past week as well as to hide dinosaur embryos. So
hey, they don't sponsor us. They don't sponsor us. They don't sponsor us.
They're sponsoring us.
Is that your drink of choice there,
Yeah, yeah. If I can't get water. Oh boy, Walrus for president. Yes, Rusty Walrus for president. We're at 198. Come on.
Ron, want that? Okay, if we get to 200, then I guess Iceberg is drinking Barbasol. No, I'm just kidding. It's not.
Can you actually do that? By the way, I heard you can do that. Like anyone can run for president. You can put your name in like the ballot.
If you're above the age of 35 and a United States citizen.
So let's just do that for fun. Let's just put Rusty Walrus's name in there and see how many votes we get. So
199. 199.
We need one more to have a drink.
Well, mine just jumped up to 203. I have 203 on my screen.
204. We can have a drink.
Woohoo! I'm all out of drink. I guess this isn't for me. Drink up, my children.
Well, I don't have any alcohol now. I'm not drinking alcohol, so.
I was just talking about like water. Wait, what are you drinking? What's going on over here?
I'm drinking water.
I seen people in the chat was talking about that. So.
Did you just drink some Barbasol? The Barbasol?
Dude, I just drank some water. This tastes so bitter. I don't know why. Ugh.
It's been so long since you've had something to drink.
Dark Knight tells me I need to drink out of the fish tank. No, my 7-year-old fish would not enjoy that.
Just go drink out and go. Blah, blah, blah.
Just go drink out of the toilet bowl.
Rest in peace, Danny Belushi.
Yes, we've lost Danny.
Press B for Danny, not FB.
David Land wants to join. Is he knocking on our door right now? Is that who I hear outside? I'll let him in.
Is that what he?
Shoot. All right, David. Hold on 1 second. I gotta get David.
Oh shit.
This is how a horror movie starts.
Yeah.
Y'all ever seen Unfriended?
I have seen Unfriended. They made a second one, by the way. I can't wait for that.
See, I think that one's gonna be bad because it's like they're saying the dark web, and it's like, oh, we got the Hollywood noobs in.
Damn kids.
The first one
Ding
actually
dong
wasn't
ditching.
that bad.
What's going on? What's going on, Matt?
He wasn't out there.
Oh,
There's a suspicious package, but I reported
Hey,
it to the
y'all,
proper
just-
authorities.
Just really quick, just know, and I'm not completely sure. I think it's probably gonna be a call-in, which is gonna be a little more difficult for us, but we'll manage. But 7 minutes, less than 7 minutes.
so I'm seeing a new series suggestion. By the way, my name is spelled Darian, not En. That's another Darian. A new series called Underdog Season. Start off with Newman's 2014 season. I don't know if I would call that an underdog season though. Like, what constitutes as an underdog season, in your opinion? I'm asking y'all.
If you go into the season like say Harvick in 2010 was an underdog going into the season because he ran like 20th in points in 2009, and then it was the class of the field until about the 30th race of the year in 2010.
I think Clint Boyer this year, going from not making the playoffs last year to already having 2 wins and looking like a potential top 4 or 5 playoff contender, that would be a big. I would call this an underdog season for him.
Yeah, and someone I remember someone in the chat was like, do a bad seasons on Clint Boyer 2016. Well, I kind of did in that the Richmond curse is over in my Richmond curse is over video. I mean, I talked about it, so that's kind of a bad season's Clint Boyer. So I already did that. But
Where did that come from?
oh my gosh,
Hey guys, Jeff here.
where'd you
Oh,
get that?
Is David? I knew David was coming on the stream tonight.
Mm-hmm.
How's it going? How's it going, Mr. Land? I see you got a.
This
Looks
guy's
like you just
tired.
came from work. I didn't know you drove, but I
Wes
that's nice.
Graham, Danny B. Stocks.
Danny B stuck in a helmet.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah, I was just like walking from my house, and I was like, "Oh, hey, I've got this thing. I've never even attempted to bring it into the."
I thought you were gonna say I was walking around my house and all of a sudden, bam, Jeff's head was on the floor.
Yep.
Where'd you get that, man? Where'd you get that, man? That's cool.
Go to Talladega one year for like $50, and these are usually like $150 helmets, so
Mhm.
Huh, nice.
pretty nice.
Damn, awesome, Michael.
What did he say? Damn it, Danny, lay off the.
Jeff is looking patriotic tonight. Ain't that the truth?
Yeah.
What are you drinking over there, Danny?
This is some milk, and I'm curious if it would be such a bad idea to try to drink this in here.
Do it.
Oh God.
Cringe
No, don't
gets
do it.
views.
No, I can't do that.
No.
I'm going back in.
You might have to take that off if you want to hear everything when it comes to the call.
Yeah.
Or,
Is he about to call?
I can hear
It'll be here at 10. I'm pretty sure it's gonna be a call. I'm not. Let me go through again.
Yeah, we're getting all these new guests, and we have more guests to announce at the end of the show.
And
But
we
getting
have-
all these guests on, there's a lot of ongoing communications, figuring people's schedule out. So it's always kind of a work in
Right.
progress.
Well, and on top of that, we got so many more people on top of that we can't confirm yet, but are talking to, and it's like
Yeah.
Yeah.
it's weird.
You know, I could be sleeping in here, no one ever know it.
Oh man. Yeah. Well, we'll know in due time.
Mhm.
Oh boy.
What else can we chat about? What are y'all's weekend plans? I know it's only Tuesday, but what's y'all's weekend plans?
Watch
I-
the race.
I'm gonna
Watch the
go.
race.
Well, that was obvious.
I want to go see my fiance, who is like 4 hours away, and I don't get to see her that much right now. So,
That's
She's
nice.
4 hours away. Why is she so far?
cause she's from like the close to Nashville, and I'm from like a place. It's like where Tennessee meets Virginia and Kentucky, and yeah, I've been looking for other employment opportunities like out that way, trying to move out there, or potentially if something ever come knocking on like the Charlotte area for something NASCAR related, I'd be more willing to go out there if I'm going to be far away. So
Yeah, I mean, I really don't. I don't know. I know it's summertime out here, but like, everyone else likes to party and all that stuff. I don't know. I'm just not that much of a party guy anyway. So, I don't know. I tried in college, but I didn't really enjoy it myself. So
I'm clearly not. There's a party going on literally right downstairs, and I'm just sitting up here. But I'm enjoying myself. Don't get me wrong. I'm
you're doing a live stream, man. So
this is my job. This is I am like here. This is an obligation. Plus, I get to talk to drivers today. That's fun. That's pretty great.
Yeah.
Another shout out to Dylan Smith. Those of you who missed it, definitely go back and watch it once the stream uploads to YouTube after tonight. Definitely go back and watch the first almost hour of the stream. We had
Pretty much.
Dylan
Yeah,
Smith.
he was only supposed to be on for 30 minutes, and he stayed on an hour. So and he's a real stand-up guy too. Real stand-up guy, and I can guarantee you, he just gained hundreds of new fans just from appearing on here.
Yeah,
and then we had Discount Jeff Gordon showed up. I mean, great night.
Goodness, just this one building block after another. My goodness.
Yeah.
So another shout out to him. I put his link down below. You guys definitely go follow him on Twitter.
Oh yeah. I think it was at like 3,000 followers, so it would be interesting to see how many followers he gets. And he said he would talk to other drivers, so we'll see.
Oh, alrighty.
Moment has arrived.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? This is Jesse.
How's it going? We're all here. Everyone's been pretty excited to see you.
Oh, really? Okay, cool. Awesome.
Hey guys, can you introduce yourselves? Can you hear them?
Yeah, how's it going, man? How's it going? My name is Darren Gilliam. Huge fan of yours. Also, I'm part African American stuff, and you're just it's really cool to see you, Bubba Wallace, and Dylan Smith moving up through the ranks and stuff. And also, thank you for your service, man.
Yeah, I'm Eric. This is my stream that we're on right now. I've learned a lot about you from listening to these guys here. I've started to watch your race ARCA series. It's really great to have you on. Thanks for being here tonight.
Oh, it's not going? Crap. Oh man. See,
I gotta redo that again.
Yeah, we were having some problems with because with the phone and stuff being on with the stream and whatnot. I was seeing because my headphones, I think we can hear pretty well. Let me turn it up a little, and then let's see. How about now? Darian, say your thing.
Hello, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you. Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right. So, I'll do this again. So, how's it going, man? My name is Darren Gilliam, aka Black Flags Matter on YouTube. Just want to say I'm a huge fan of yours. I'm also part African American. I've been watching NASCAR since first grade, 2004. And just want to say, I think what you, Bubba Wallace, and Dylan Smith, who we just had on, you guys moving up through the ranks. Let me just say this: it's great to have brothers moving up through the ranks.
Yeah, for sure. Most definitely.
It's refreshing.
It's a grind for sure. You just got to keep on moving, keep on going, and keep your eye on the prize.
Yeah, I'm Eric. This is my channel that we're streaming on right now. Really, really excited to have you on here. I've learned a lot about you from talking to these guys here. I've started to follow your career in the ARCA series, and I think you're an incredible story. Really, really, thanks for coming on here tonight, man.
Most definitely. Yeah, thank y'all so much for having me on.
Right, and then my name is Daniel. People know me as Danny B Talks here on YouTube. Really excited to have you on here with us today. And again, thank you so much for your service. That means a lot, even more so than I think just you being a NASCAR driver. It's a huge inspiration that you're out there willing to fight for your country. That means a lot.
Most definitely, yeah. No, I do it for y'all.
And we got about, I'd say 150, 160 watching, and we got a lot of people really happy having you on. So thank you again very much, both for being on, and also thank you for your service.
Yeah, most definitely, for sure.
Guys, you got some questions lined up?
I just wanted to start off with a simple question. What got you into racing? How did you? What kind of got you into the racing world? What made you think that I want to be a driver and race in stock cars?
Yeah, so I've always had a passion for racing cars and everything like that ever since I was a little kid. When I was younger, I used to watch this show called Knight Rider, and it was a show with David Hasselhoff, and it was this talking car called Kit. Old show, but it was really cool, and that's what really kind of got me into cars. And then growing up as a little kid, I used to watch NASCAR when there wasn't any good cartoons or Power Rangers or anything like that on. And then none of my family, none of my people were really ever interested in racing. Football was the big thing. So, eventually it kind of got to the point where I was like, you know what? I'm gonna play football. So I started playing football in middle school, high school. Worked my butt off to become good. When I was in ninth grade, I wasn't good at football at all. I barely made the A team, and I couldn't catch a football to save my life, and I was a wide receiver. But I knew if I put in a ton of work, a ton of effort during the football off seasons and all that stuff each year, and just grinding my way through, I was going to get better, more skilled, and eventually get to my goal, which was to play football in college for a really good school. And, after working really, really hard, I was able to make that happen. And I went to the Naval Academy and got recruited to play football at the Naval Academy. So that was a Division 1A college, and great football program, great school, great education, great institution. And then graduating, I was going to have a career lined up for me, serving as an officer in the United States Navy. So I was like, this is great. This is a win in all different kind of ways. So I did that, but always in the back of my mind, I always had this thing where I was like, man, you know what? I'm playing football and doing all that stuff, but I really, really enjoy cars. I think it's really cool. So, when I graduated school, I had bought a Dodge Challenger, and I used to take it to drag strips and I drag raced it and all that stuff, and sometimes did some street racing, which I wasn't supposed to. But had fun doing that, and then bought a Corvette and started taking that to different road course tracks on open track days and just learning how to go fast and turn left and right. And then after, a couple years or so doing that, sometime around 2014, I decided that I wanted to take it to the next level. I wanted to get into professional racing. I didn't come from a racing background. I don't have rich parents. I wasn't rich. I don't have a lot of money, but I wanted to do it. And once I made that decision, I literally was sitting in my room one night in January 2014, and I walked up to my wall where I had a whiteboard, and I wrote on the wall, become a professional race car driver. And once I wrote it, I knew from there it was going to take a ton of effort, a ton of thought, a ton of grind, a ton of networking, and everything I could possibly do to make it happen. So I did all the research I could by getting in touch with drivers that I could find on social media that would respond. I would send messages to 20 drivers, and only 1 or 2 would actually respond. But the 1 or 2 that responded would always give me good info on hey, this is how I got into racing. And I just took everyone's advice and put it together and was like, okay, this is what everyone did. I can't do it the way they did it, but if I put little bits and pieces of what they did together, maybe I can figure out some type of answer to this mystery on how to become a professional driver. And what I noticed was there's 2 main things. You got to gain experience, and you have to have funding and money, because racing is not cheap. Yeah. So a lot of people stop right there. They're like, oh, damn, well, I don't have money, so I'll never make it in racing now. And a lot of people quit at that point. And I was like, heck no, I'm not going to quit. I know I don't have money, but anybody can go get money. There's money in the world. Why can't I go get it? So I started my own business. I started my own company after I came back from my second deployment in the Arabian Gulf. When I came back to the U.S., I started a business where I was going to put on drag racing events at this drag strip. And I organized the event. I did all the marketing and promotion for it. And I put on the event a few times a year, and I would do that each year. And that was enough to give me enough profit from the events to use that to pay for my racing. And it helped a lot. So basically, it was able to let me go late model racing, and then NASCAR K&N racing, and so on. And then through those years, through learning how to market myself better, learning how to find more sponsors, learning what sponsors want in a driver, and putting that together, through doing that, then that allowed me to find bigger sponsors, so I didn't have to spend money from the money I was making from the drag racing events. And then I could focus on just, using sponsorship money to cover the racing. And that's kind of where I'm at now. And that's why I've been able to do this for the last few years.
That's a crazy story, man. I feel like you said it. When people think of want to be a driver, I mean, what's not to love? Being a race car driver sounds amazing, but the money, it just seems like it's a really daunting task, especially if you don't come from a racing background, which is what you said. That's really impressive. That takes a lot of determination. That's really incredible.
And you don't just wake up and decide, hey, I'm going to be a race car driver tomorrow. No, it's a whole plan you got to have. It's a whole process. And, hearing you talk about, your experience with drag racing and stuff, have you ever considered maybe looking towards professional drag racing? Could you ever see yourself driving a top fuel dragster or funny car maybe?
No, I thought drag racing was cool. It was fun. It was fun with street cars. But I never wanted to top fuel drive. I wanted to drive and turn left and turn right and do all that. So honestly, the first thing I was looking at was sports car racing and maybe even IndyCar. But sports car racing was really kind of the one that really grabbed my attention. I wanted to be like in the Pirelli World Challenge or one of the GT series or something like that, maybe the Lamborghini series. I was one of the sports car drivers. I thought that was really cool. You know, maybe race Le Mans or something like that. And then NASCAR opened its door up, you know, one day, and I took the opportunities, and from there I was like, man, this is where I should be at. So how that happened was actually I was at a car show. And I was telling this guy, his name is Kyle Wisner. I was telling him like, hey, I'm looking into getting into racing and stuff like that. I got a Challenger, I drag race it. I got a Corvette that I take to road course tracks, but I want to get into real racing. And I was just kind of telling him all about that stuff. We parted ways, and I went to the restroom. He went to the restroom. He walked out of the porta potty that I was going to go into, and we saw each other again. And his first words was like, would you be interested in trying stock car racing? And when he said that, that was basically my in to NASCAR right there. He hooked me up with his late model team, and we did a test. The test went well. And then I came back and started running with that team. The team, they charged me like $5,000 a race, so I had to find the money to do it. And that's where, you know, I started the business and started using money from the business and through crowdfunding and through a little bit of sponsorship stuff that I was getting that year. I put it all together to run some races, and then my sponsor that I eventually found helped me out to get into K&N from there.
Yeah,
and I funded my whole second year, which was in K&N Pro Series.
Nice, man. That's a great story. So, you've done some races this season in ARCA and in the K&N series. So, if you want to just talk about your season so far, what's it been like?
Oh man, this year has been a crazy one. not the year I really wanted, but it's been a crazy one. But definitely learned a lot. The cool thing is like all the different tracks we've been to that I've been to in the past, you know, gotten better, gotten a little faster and stuff like that. We just have not. You know, prior to last weekend, we had not caught a break. I mean, we were just always in the wrong place at the wrong time. You know, whether someone was taking us out or someone was spinning and taking us out or something broke and took us out. Like, it's just a lot of stuff that was happening this year. But I actually just recently made a switch on teams. I've been with Patriot Motorsports Group really for the last, 3 years. And I just switched over. I'm running K&N now with Levine Racing. They're out of Arizona. They run a 10 and a 40 car, so I ran the 40 car at Sonoma. And it was cool because, you know, we were quicker. You know, I was quicker in that car than I was in the Patriot Motorsports Group car last year. And even though it was hotter and the whole field was a little bit slower this year than they were last year, I still picked up time. So that was really cool to see. Majority of the field was about 0.6 to 2 seconds slower than last year, and I picked up 6 cents. So, that's when I knew, okay, you know, I'm in a decent ride now. Now it's time to, you know, go try to get some good runs with it. For ARCA this week, we're going to actually be running with the 9 team. Thomas Prater, I think they're out of Alabama. We just kind of, since I wasn't running with Patriot Motorsports Group anymore, I had to find another team. So with the short time period, you know, that's kind of basically the only team that's going to be able to make it happen. So we'll be running with them. Looking forward to having a decent run with them. You know, they're not the biggest team in the world or anything like that, but you know, at the end of the day, on all these big tracks, I'm just going out there to really learn and gain experience. So, you know, we might not have a winning car, but at least I can go out there and get a bunch of laps in and learn a lot. And then eventually when I can get into like a really, really good program, you know, it'll give me the opportunity to shine.
So, this weekend at Chicagoland is like the Stars and Stripes weekend, and you're one of the people that's running it and stuff. How can people both at the track and away from the track help out with this and participate? And how can people this weekend that are going to be at the track be able to see you and meet you and talk to you?
Yeah, so we'll be doing the Stars and Stripes weekend. We'll be basically the whole thing is I'll be helping like promote all the military initiatives that Chicagoland Speedway has. You know, all the troops that we're bringing to the track, everything they're doing. I'll be out there helping to promote that through social media and through just at track different things. But anyone coming to the track, you know, make sure they come out. If you're in the infield, come to the infield. I'll be all over doing different things. I'll probably be doing some social media stuff too with the track. So, you know, if you see me, say what's up. Maybe I can get you on, you know, one of the social media platforms or handles that Chicagoland Speedway has, and get you some recognition and stuff like that. But yeah, looking forward to it for sure. You know, if you are in the Chicagoland area, make sure you come to the track, support the races. ARCA series are racing Thursday night, I think at 8 o'clock. And there's some great races too for the rest of the weekend with the Truck Series, the Xfinity Series, and the Cup Series. So if you are in the Chicago area, come to the track, spend your weekend at the track, and support NASCAR and ARCA.
Yeah, I'm gonna be in the infield right out of turn 4 Thursday through Sunday. So hopefully I can see you out there.
That's awesome. Yeah, I'm on iRacing right now as we speak, just getting some laps in before this race.
Oh,
That's great to hear.
Well, we won't hold you too much longer. We're gonna see if the chat can just one question from them. So,
I just have one question. I just got one really quick question.
Actually, it'll be from Darian. So
yeah, so just one question for me. Obviously, you were a D1 athlete, played for Navy. You said correct?
Say that one more time.
You played Navy. You played for football at Navy, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so I guess I want to ask, what was your hardest hit that you put on someone? Because I know you played safety, so just want to ask that.
I've had a few good ones. Let's see, what's the hard? It's hard to remember. It's been a while now, but I remember one of the hardest hits I've been part of, and that was trying to tackle one of the running backs from Ohio State. He was number 1 at the time. That guy, man, he was like a freight train, and he was one of the hardest running backs I've ever had to hit, and man, that guy gave me a headache. So yeah, there's been a lot of good ones. You know, I playing football, I was only probably about 180, 185 pounds, but you know, a lot of the people we played against were a lot bigger, 200, 220, you know, 230, and all had a lot of good speed. So we played against some good people. I mean, played against Notre Dame, Ohio State, Boston College, Wake Forest, Missouri. You know, we played against a lot of great teams. So we definitely enjoyed that. I got to play against some really good players that are playing in the NFL right now. I played against. You know, it was pretty fun.
Yeah, well, I went to the University of Tennessee in Knoxville, and I was in a Portuguese class, and there was a safety for the team who sat next to me. His name was Ladera McNeil. For most schools, this guy would look like he's a linebacker or something, and he's a safety. And I mean, it's funny though, because like he was probably one of the most like introverted people I'd ever met. I don't know if it's because he'd mostly be tired or what, but he was like always really quiet.
Yeah. Some of these schools have some players now that are just super, super big. I mean, yeah, they're like 6'2", 6'3", 220 pounds playing defensive back. You're like, man, that's a big boy.
Well, we won't hold you too much longer. So I want to thank you for taking time out of your day to come on here. I don't know if you can see the stream right now or not, but I have one of your shirts on, and I'll have it on this weekend. So,
yeah, where can we get your merchandise? By the way,
say it again, Darian.
Where can fans purchase your merchandise? I know a few people were asking that.
Yeah, so if they go on to my website, jesseiwuji.com, JESSEIWUJI.com, they should be able to purchase it once we get the online store up. It's not up just yet. Once they go on there, they can. I do still have stuff on the Patriot Motorsports Group.com website. So if you do go to PatriotMotorsportsGroup.com, you can actually buy stuff still right now. And so I get everything transferred over to JessieWuji.com. But yeah, if they go on there, they can find that stuff, find more info on what I'm doing, and yeah, go support the cause, buy some shirts, and all that stuff.
It's great to hear, man. Well, hey, thank you so much for coming on. I know a lot of African American friends of mine and also fans and stuff. You know, they definitely followed your career for a little bit now, and they've been more in tabs with NASCAR since, you know, Bubba Wallace started moving up in the ranks and stuff like that as well. And, you know, just wanted to say we're all behind you and we're supporting you 100%, man.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank y'all so much for the support.
Thanks for coming on, Jesse.
And good luck on iRacing tonight.
Yeah, good luck this weekend.
All right.
Thank you.
All right. Thank you very much.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye-bye. Oh,
cool.
Two drivers
Right.
on the same podcast, man. We're doing big things and stuff. So now that we got those two drivers out of the way, do you guys want to stop, you know, playing games? Let's just, you know, get the news out.
Yeah, I know about throughout the chat or throughout the stream, some people have left. We're now down to 126 watching, 227. But I think these people will be able to spread the word.
Given
Granted,
that
it's 11 o'clock on the East Coast, so
yeah,
I
this is our latest stream to date. So
Yeah.
I'll give these guys credit for sticking it out. And still over 200 likes. That's incredible. Thank you so much, guys. And thanks to Jesse for being on, Dylan. This has been a great stream, actually. I think this has been a great one of our best.
I think this one, like, of all time on our streams, and this is our 20th stream, and we've had 2 drivers now. So that's
and we're gonna have a lot more. Make the announcement, man.
Yeah. Well, okay. How about you? Okay, I'll announce next week. You announce who you're gonna have, and then I'll do the big announcement. So next week with popular demand, Griff Dog will be on my channel, July 3rd. We're gonna have it on another Tuesday, I believe, because I think the 4th is on a Wednesday. So back to our normal time, except on a different day. Darian, who is the big announcement on your end?
Oh yeah, so July 11th, the podcast will be on my channel July 11th after Daytona. I DM'd him. You know him. He's one of my favorite all-time YouTubers. Really inspired me to do this channel, or one of my inspirations on YouTube. I got the man himself, the urinating tree, to appear on our podcast for July 11th. And that's going to happen. He said he even said he cannot wait to be on the show. So he's obviously very excited about this. So we're definitely going to hear his opinions on the current sport. We kind of already know, but I mean, some people already are under the assumption that he just hates NASCAR. He doesn't hate it. He hates what it's become today. So definitely it'll be interesting to hear what he has to, what more stuff he has to say about that. And I know I'm looking at the chat right now. A lot of people are going crazy right now, but
you're gonna go.
You're gonna even crazier, man. So go ahead.
There are still 2 more things that we need to tell you. So
wait, what's
holy crap? They're already going crazy, man. They're gonna go berserk once they hear this.
I can't wait. This is so cool. All right,
go ahead, Jared. Go ahead, man.
You guys know that we just had 2 drivers on tonight. Well, July 26th on Eric's channel again.
My birthday, by the way.
Yeah, Darian's birthday. For our 24th stream, mind you. We're not even 25 in when we get this guy. We're getting Hall of Famer Bobby Allison.
Bobby Allison, guys. Bobby Allison.
I can't wait.
No joke.
And yeah, we're not joking. Like, people kept, like, when we were talking in the chat during Darian's stream, people thought we were pulling your leg. We're not. I am not even mean enough to do that. We are getting Bobby Allison. I've been on the phone with him over the last few weeks. We finally, I'm in the chat. The chat was already.
They're going crazy.
We thought you'd love it.
Bobby Allison himself, 84 career wins, a Winston Cup Series title, just one of the all-time greats,
an icon of the sport in many ways.
And
he'll be right here in just a month, basically a month to the day, right? 1 month.
Yes, 1 month to the day. So now Danny. He has an announcement to make.
I have an announcement as well. So I reached out.
Why don't I have any announcements? I don't have any announcements.
Because Allison's on your channel. That makes up for it.
Yeah,
but she is one of the nicest, down-to-earth people. Like, you guys will love him. It's going to be great.
Maybe some people could have figured this out earlier when I was talking about some stuff casually. But I did put out an open invitation for somebody to join us sometime. We don't have a set date, but to quote him, I would enjoy being on it. I'll get your info from Dylan, referring to Dylan Smith, who was with us today. Well, you remember how Dylan Smith said that he received a phone call from this gentleman. We don't have an official date, but Ryan Blaney will be joining us at some point.
Ryan freaking Blaney, one of the young guns of the sport. I want to see the chat light up. So yes, Bobby, I was about to say Bobby Blaney, Ryan Blaney.
Can you tell we're excited?
Dude,
here they go.
Here they go. I'm waiting. Yeah, so Ryan Blaney, one of the top young guns of the sport. Does the Glass Case of Emotion podcast. Only has one career. Oh my gosh, it's going crazy. only one career win so far, but he's still a young gun, so he definitely has some time. So definitely can't wait to have him on the show.
So you all are going to be in for some great streams in the future.
Yeah, we got an exciting month or two coming up here.
And for all those who were in Darian's stream when he kind of had to cut it short because I couldn't wait to tell. I think you can understand why. And these and on top of that, I won't say who it is because we don't have any confirmation yet, but there are a few other drivers that all of us are talking to, some really big names too. Again, we're not going to say anything unless we have it confirmed, but the next few months, guys, it's going to be, the roller coaster keeps going up and up and up. I don't know if like we're getting to the exciting part here, guys. This is fun. I don't have words. Like,
and
I know what, and oh, go ahead, man. Go ahead.
I was just gonna say we're still gonna have YouTubers on too. We're not just gonna be doing. It's like I know we'll have Radman on again. ACS Gino will be back on. We'll probably have Rusty on plenty for all of you Rusty for Prez picketers. You know, we'll still have a lot of people that you guys know. Hopefully we can get David Land on at some point. We'll still have guys you guys know, but cool.
And I've seen people in the chat be like, hey, get David Land on here. We've invited David Land. We just haven't heard anything, so I don't know.
And you know what?
NASCAR said something here about it. David Land commented back to me and said that he would join if someone sent him a link on his Twitter. Just throwing that out there. Did he?
Yeah, we'll look into that again because he's a good guy to have on as well at some point. So that'd be fun.
And you know what? I just want to say this really quick, guys, to you fans. None of this would happen. We wouldn't be getting these top drivers or these notable figures in NASCAR if it wasn't for you guys watching. So it's all because of y'all, okay?
Yeah.
Because of you guys, they're able to come on here and stuff. So thank you guys so much. From the bottom of my heart, I really mean that. Seriously.
It's really amazing how fast this series has grown. It started off with just me and Jarrett, 20 people watching, and now look at it.
Yeah, no, really incredible. You guys deserve all the credit, honestly.
It's the most watched NASCAR live stream on YouTube, all because of you. Like,
And we even noticed earlier today, Glass Case of Emotion went live about 4 o'clock, and we were noticing, strangely, they were only getting about 90-something views. And like that'd be okay if it was like on my channel or something like that. We thought it was very surprising for NASCAR's YouTube channel only be getting that many.
Can't be saying that too much. Remember, Ryan Blaney's going to be on our stream.
Yeah, let's not. Yeah.
We don't want him digging into the archives and being like, they're trash talking my stream.
No, I don't.
We got Darian here.
Okay, I don't want to say that in a way where it sounds like that because I'm really not. I'm just saying it's very surprising. So I don't know.
And but it's all you guys watching every week. I mean, I've seen a lot of new people each week, and it's really awesome. And there's a lot of people like Carnation, Wes Graham that have been here a long time. I know I'm not gonna name all the people who have been here a long time because there's so many of you, but it's. Just thank you guys. Yeah, I know. Yeah, big round of applause to us, meaning the chat for I'm So Epic. Yes, big round of applause for you.
Seriously, it's just. I mean, it's kind of like emotional to me, for me, just a little bit. Growing up my whole life, I really had nobody else to talk NASCAR with other than my family and stuff. And my brother hates NASCAR, so I only had like 2 people to talk about it with. My mom, my stepdad, 3 people, and also my grandma and stuff too. And I don't know, I was always thinking, man, I'm like I have all this knowledge and love for the sport, but I have no way to like show it to anyone else because nobody cares. Because I live in Vegas, there's not that many NASCAR fans out here. In high school, there was only 1 NASCAR fan in my high school, so I was like, wow. And I was like, man, I really want to do this. I really want to do this YouTube thing. I need to learn how to edit video so I can, express my, my love for the sport and just my knowledge so that you guys can know just as much as me, maybe. Or, what I'm saying? And I just wanted to also, talk about bad seasons, good seasons, up and coming drivers, which I have, why drivers are struggling, and this just means the world to me and stuff. I started the channel December 28th was the first ever upload. Is Bubba Wallace the next Tiger Woods? And literally, we're in June. The channel's almost 6 months old now, and I'm already, over 3,000 subscribers, doing this live stream every week with guys who I consider as really good friends. Honestly, I would consider you guys as one of my bestest friends, like ever. So there's that. So yeah, and it's just it's a real blessing, and to have you guys watch and give your opinions and stuff, it's just means the world. So
and then also, I don't know if the chat noticed tonight, because of Iwuji and the Stars and Stripes weekend, we had a bit of a Stars and Stripes stream, and we'll probably do the same thing for the one before the 4th, but you see all the stuff that we have on. This hat is the unit that my uncle was in the Army. So I wanted to promote that and just say thanks to him and thanks to everyone like Iwuji and my uncle who has served, and just thanks to everyone. Everyone gets a thank you today because everyone is just it's awesome how we're doing with this. And Kyle the Killer says we hit 220 likes. I think that's the most ever we've had like while live. It's just it's awesome how much this is growing and how fun it is for everyone. It'd be bad if it wasn't fun, if it was like, oh, gotta go on this again. But I'm happy. I mean, this is great. We got our late night stream and it's got the most viewers. I don't think we'll be doing this late very often, but
No,
next week we'll be back to an 8 Eastern starting time. So
and on Wednesday too, right? Our regular days, weekday, Wednesday.
Gavin NASCAR, if you are talking to him, we're going to be ending up, pretty quick. We've been on.
We will put him down in the future. We'll put him down in the future, though.
Whichever days work with him, we are completely fine with it. We're willing to work with people. God, this is just.
I want to say before we wrap up, I've been doing this YouTube thing specifically with NASCAR for a long time. It's been like 6 years. I'm a completely different person than I was when I first started, and I've made hundreds of videos about NASCAR. I've talked with all you guys in the comments, different people, all sorts of stuff. But I gotta say, this right now, last few months specifically, has probably been my favorite, has been the most fun I've had making YouTube videos and getting to interact with other people in the NASCAR YouTube or the racing community online. And I think that's a lot due to you guys here in the chat. I think that's obviously due to you guys here on the stream with me, of course. This has been incredible, and it's awesome to see how this has grown. And I think everyone deserves a ton of credit, because I think this is, this seems impossible from a distance. You're just like, wow, this just doesn't seem like the way to do things. It doesn't seem like it should work, but here we are. It's continuing to grow, and it's been, like I said, this is the most fun I think I've had making videos maybe ever, and I think that I owe that all to you guys. So
yeah,
it's been fun.
And folks, our end goal here is, we're all friends. We all want to see each and every single one of us succeed and make great content about NASCAR. Ultimately, I don't think that there's any true NASCAR fan channels that have reached the point where they can get the silver play button, 100,000 subscriber. Eric, I really think is going to within the next couple of years. I'm just waiting for him to get that big explosion of stuff coming in.
That'd be
but our ultimate goal is we would love if one day we can all be successful in this NASCAR YouTube platform, because we want to open up another area, I guess, to present NASCAR to people.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you know what? And you brought a good point and stuff. I think everyone's we're pretty successful already and stuff, but I'm really hungry just to get more subscribers and more views, and just to get more people to just keep tabs on the sport and stuff. I'm never satisfied, like even if I upload like, a video where, I think it's good, like what are ways that I can improve this and stuff. I'm never satisfied. I'm always thinking of new ways to improve my content as well. And I think everyone else is the same here as well. So, and I wouldn't be doing that if nobody was watching either. So, I mean, just thank you guys so much.
And you guys like the quote that my grandpa had last time that I said about, when you're back at the squirrels, you get your nuts cracked. I got a better one. And it's a thing of advice. He's always told me, stay aggressive. And I never got really I got what it meant, but it never clicked with me until like doing this. And like you said, never being satisfied, staying aggressive. That's what we got to do. It's what we're doing. And the thing is, like, pardon the pun, because I don't really have much better way of saying it, but we really are just the tip of the iceberg right now. Like, with the stuff, and I didn't want it to be a pun, but it has to be. But we
very
have some
funny.
Fun, but we got some great stuff lined up coming up. Again, we can't say it yet because it's not confirmed, but there's some people that we're talking to that are really, really awesome. I think that you guys are really going to like. Some that are even outside the box from what you guys might think we'd have on. So just please stay tuned. Tell people, if you know people who are into the sport but don't watch this kind of stuff, tell them, spread the word. I would love, I know someone put, when we have Boy of 500 viewers or something, it's like, well, help us make it happen. I would love for you to prove us right, or for us to prove you right.
And there's lots of people that we would love to have on these things here. And here's a challenge from Danny B Talks. Jeff Fabiano is a well-known gaming YouTube channel, but he's also well-known for being a big NASCAR fan. I would love to have Jeff Fabiano on one of these one time. So it's hard for me to get in contact with him. Maybe if we get some people to try to tweet at him or do something, maybe Jeff Fabiano can hear about us because I would love to talk with Jeff sometime.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, a lot of exciting things. Hope you guys are now excited because I know we're obviously very excited.
I'm freaking psyched. I'm freaking.
So, I think this has been a successful stream. I think it's been a very successful podcast. Drivers are great. Announcements are great. I figure we should probably start wrapping it up. We're at the 2.5 hour point.
Do our outros.
Yeah, who wants to go first? I cheated y'all on your intro, so you guys take all the time you want on your outros.
I'll go first, then. Well, I better make it quick. It's getting pretty late here in Vegas. It's 8:00, so it's pretty late. Once again, guys, just thank y'all so much for watching the channel and stuff, and go subscribe at Black Flags Matter. So YouTube had a pretty. I thought all of my comments were deleted today, but apparently YouTube had everyone was experiencing the problem and stuff. Because I always read your guys' comments. I always want to see what you guys think of my videos and stuff, and just your opinions on the sport in general or related to the sport. So I was like, YouTube didn't delete my comments, did they? And I was like, yeah, okay. So they got it fixed, thank goodness. But yeah. So expect another upload tomorrow. I'll probably do another championship seasons video. And I did say on Twitter, go follow me on Twitter. The next bus video I will be doing it on will be Scott Riggs. So I'll talk about his career and stuff. I don't know when I'll upload it, either sometime this week or maybe next week or in a couple weeks. Who knows? So, because I like to spend a little more time with those bus videos, just getting all the right info and just the right details for them. And also upcoming streams. So I believe tomorrow is the BS stream on the Icebergs channel, correct?
Yep.
And then
I don't have set time, so stay frosty and ready.
And then Thursday is the ARCA race, so we're gonna do the ARCA stream on Thursday as well. So be on that. And also, I know a few people saying, "Oh man, I wish we were gonna play Kahoot." We'll play it on my channel, so go subscribe.
Or just play it tomorrow night. I mean, since tomorrow night's the BS stream.
Exactly. So we'll just play it on 2
nights in a row. So
yeah, that's what I was just about to say. So 2 nights in a row. So I pretty much said a lot. Just thank you guys so much for watching and stuff. And I find it really funny. Some of y'all on Twitter thought we were pulling your leg, thought we were just over exaggerating the news and stuff. We definitely weren't, or I don't think we did. So definitely some big things coming up on the stream and on our channel and our channels in general. So yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. This is Black Flags Matter. I'll catch you next time.
Danny, you want to go? I'll go second to last.
I'll go next. I'm going to suit up again for this one. So, got to wear my safety helmet here to exit out.
Cringe.
Views go up.
Huh?
I said views go up. Oh, that's right. Just keep talking.
Okay. So this is Danny B Talks in here. I'm very comfortable inside this helmet here, honestly. It's actually very well padded, so I like it. I will not have a video up on Wednesdays like I usually do this week. It's taking a little bit of time, but it will be up like this week. It's not going to be out on Wednesday, though. It's going to be another 5 NASCAR drivers you forgot about, including Danny B Talks, who you forgot drove the 24 car for a while.
I think I missed that season.
Yeah, is that the season when you had like 36 DNFs?
Yes. Yep.
Well, I have to do a bad seasons on that.
Yep. Bad season.
Are you the reason Hendrick doesn't win anymore?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, he takes pride in that too.
But anyway, yeah, we definitely enjoyed tonight's stream. We've had some fun moments, some fun laughs, some good memories here. Very fun as always talking to these guys. Go subscribe to Danny B Talks if you haven't already. We're going to have some good content coming out this week. Streams, like we said, going to be so good for like probably just going into summer and stuff. We've got Bobby Allison confirmed. Ryan Blaney, don't know a date for sure, but he has said he would like to be on it. So we're going to work on getting that kind of situated and find out a for sure date on that. But other than that, it's just a lot of fun. And this is Danny B Talks, and I'll see you next time. Bye.
Hard to follow that one up. Very quick.
All right. You know what? No. You just got suspended for the whole entire stream season just for that. Just for
he
that.
did. Okay. Just to clear up with the chat because I know some of them were a little confused what the days are. Next week, July 3rd, stream is on my channel. Griff Dog will be on, and then I'll try and talk to someone else. I don't know. We'll find out who.
Don't make any promises.
No promises just yet. Yeah, we'll put it on Twitter and stuff. July 11th on Black Flags Matters channel, Urinating Tree will be on,
That's cool.
And then July 19th, it'll be on Danny's channel. We got to find a driver for that. I have one in mind. So
Danny was his own driver. Just look him over there.
Yeah, good point. Good point. But I'll try and talk to somebody at Chicagoland this weekend that I think people would like. And then July 26th, back on Eric's channel, Bobby Allison. Holy crap. That's awesome. Okay, now I'll actually do my intro. Outro. So I'm the Iceberg. You can subscribe to my channel, the Iceberg. You can follow me on Twitter at IceTitan80. I've gotten better with stuff I put on there. Sometimes I fall back, but I'm getting a little better. And then this week, BS stream tomorrow night. Not sure what time. I'll be more clear with that like a few hours before tomorrow. So, and then I'm gonna probably stream, like I said, Q&A kind of thing, or just update each day that I'm in Joliet for the weekend. So Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and probably on the way home Sunday, internet allowing. And then you can expect me to have probably a recap video of the weekend some point that next week. What am I forgetting? I feel like I'm forgetting something. There's so much. Oh yes, I've only cussed once tonight.
Yeah, that's right.
God, I know it's coming.
No, I'm not gonna do it on the stream. I want to keep this record alive.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it'll be as soon as I see that live button go off. It's gonna be fun.
Oh, geez.
So chat, sorry you can't see it, but I think our announcements make up for it. So you do your thing.
All right. Yep. Like they all said, go subscribe to all these three, especially Scary RoboCop Danny down there and his little. Oh goodness, he's terrifying. Put all their links in the description, so go subscribe to them. Go follow our two special guests from tonight, Dylan Smith and Jesse Iwuji. Again, a huge thank you to both of them for hanging out with us tonight, answering questions, just being all-around awesome people. So go follow them on Twitter. They're down below. My links, of course. Follow me on Twitter, Instagram. You can sponsor Out of the Groove. Go check out all of my episodes there. I have another Out of the Groove coming out probably Thursday this week, so in a couple days. And then I have a Double E Cup Series race. Dex is coming back. I'm still not sure in what capacity yet, but I have a racetrack. I'll turn the camera. There's a racetrack being worked on right over there. You can see that next to my dirty laundry. Beautiful.
Oh, it looks like Bristol. Yeah.
Sure. I don't know. You must not have gotten that good a view of it then. But anyway, yeah. So get ready for that. And again, thanks to all of our wonderful panelists. A lot of exciting things coming up for this stream. Thanks again to all of you for watching. Because I just almost knocked my fan off my window, but I'm sorry. Without all of you guys, this wouldn't be possible. I'll get better at these outros. Don't y'all worry. This is why when I do Out of the Groove, you only see about 10 minutes in the episode, but there's about 20 minutes of outtakes of me stumbling over my words. So these live things are hard to do. But thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you guys again next week. Have a good one, everyone.